come the Blue Devils.
Give it to Roach, flying in, off the window, counted it a foul. Ball fake, blocked by Filipowski. Get that out of there.
Bleed Blue.
Gets a screen for Flip, turns it down, kick to the left, Mitchell a three. Big time! The dynasty continues.
We have you covered all season long for the excitement of Blue Devil basketball. Here on the Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Don't you be left out in the cold this winter. Have Shelby Heating and Air come out and do a checkup on your heating system for just $99. Yes, just $99 for a heating checkup from Shelby Heating and Air. And don't forget about Dr. Beast, the duct cleaning machine that will clean and disinfect your duct system. Just call 704-487-7877. For home or business, see Shelby Heating and Air. Online at shelbyheating.com. Like them on Facebook, too. They are there when you need them. Is your HVAC system doing okay? Perhaps it needs a good cleaning or just isn't performing like it used to. For 50 years, Roland Black Heating and Cooling in Gastonia has been serving your community with efficient heating and air conditioning systems and state-of-the-art air quality solutions. Call Roland Black now and check out their great deals from American Standard. If you're seeking upgraded comfort, energy savings, and healthier air, Roland Black is there for you. Ask about their special offers to upgrade your comfort today. Call Roland Black Heating and Cooling for all the details. Call 980-206-0056 or conveniently go to RolandBlack.com to request an appointment. Again, call 980-206-0056 or RolandBlack.com. Roland Black Heating and Cooling recommends American Standard, built to a higher standard. Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby are the homes of the $5,000 test drive. Come in for all the details and ask about pre-owned financing rates as low as 1.99% with approved credit. This week at Renato Honda, take a look at a 2012 Infiniti G37 for just $11,990. Or how about a 2012 Honda Odyssey EXL for just $14,288. And in the service department, get a free oil change with the purchase of a tire rotation and balance. That's Renato Honda and Renato Kia, Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. Tired of terrible customer service at the big box stores? Win Supply of Shelby has everything you need for your bathroom or kitchen remodel. Whether it's tubs, showers, sinks, fixtures, or lighting, they have the best quality and the best prices in Shelby. They are not just your friendly neighborhood remodel store. They also carry commercial plumbing, electrical, irrigation, and pipe supplies. Visit them today at 208 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby or call 704-482-8871. That's Win Supply of Shelby. Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby are the homes of the $5,000 test drive. Come in for all the details and ask about pre-owned financing rates as low as 1.99% with approved credit. This week at Renato Kia, you'll find a 2016 Cadillac ATS for $12,832. Or how about a 2014 Mini Countryman S for $10,471. And in the service department, get a free oil change with the purchase of a tire rotation and balance at Renato Kia and Renato Honda, Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com.
only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Sports Talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, Terry, Chip, and JP. Making them sound good every Saturday morning.
Is that
With
what
breakfast
you
and
think you do?
toast.
That's what he does.
That's
You
what
bring
I
us
do.
the biscuits, JP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without me, there's no breakfast.
Hey, we wouldn't sound good without the biscuits. We would not sound good without the biscuits.
We want to appreciate JP and his breakfast pickup. He does pick up. Our sponsor is McDonald's, our local McDonald's here in Cherryville, North Carolina, and our local McDonald's up here in Lincoln County area. Mr. Kuthan and the gang that provide us biscuits here on Saturday mornings. I had a sausage biscuit and a strawberry banana smoothie. Zach, what did you have this morning?
I switched up and got a sausage and egg biscuit today. And hash brown.
I got a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle and a couple hash browns. And the hash browns were fantastic. They're gone. And this McGriddle about ready to be.
Tommy?
Got a bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a strawberry cream pie.
All right, we'll go to the peanut section. Peanut gallery. JP and Chip.
2 sausage burritos and a strawberry cream pie.
Zach, did you say you got a sausage and egg?
I did.
I'm rocking right along with you with an apple pie and an OJ.
Oh, twinsies. Well, welcome, everybody.
So
He's
cute.
Danny DeVito. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
you can have that, yeah. I can't dispute that.
Saturday morning sports talk. I'm Kevin Hastings, and along with Zach Mayu, Terry Reinhart, Tom Sinafani, and John Prather is here today. Thank you, John, for being here.
You're welcome.
Does that feel weird me saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure
Okay.
sounds weird.
They say it over intercom in Ingles when I'm working in there, and he's in there, and it confuses me every time.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. We do have a quick update, some high school basketball. The state playoffs should start this week. We'll have a broadcast of Cherryville Lineman and Gaston County basketball and WCSL and Cleveland County basketball. WHS. Tom and Chip actually did games last night and the conference championships. Tom had Shelby and East Gaston at Cherryville, and Chip had Huss at Kings Mountain. Tom, real quick, tell us about that game and what happened there.
Well, East Gaston jumped on them real quick, 12-2. Shelby calls timeout, gets back in it. And it was kind of, East Gaston get up 4, Shelby come back and tie. East Gaston get up, 4 or 5, and then Shelby came back and tied. And then finally, there in the second half, third quarter, Shelby takes the lead. They're up 4. They got a chance to go down and score. Well, a guy missed a dunk, and then a quick transition, and East Gaston gets a layup, and instead of Shelby being up 6, now they're only up 2, and it just kind of like frazzled them emotionally. You know what I mean? They're yelling at each other and all that. And it just kind of, they never really seized all the momentum back like they had in the third quarter. Trenton Sherrill for East Gaston, I thought he had one of his not a very good performance. I mean, East Gaston was maybe 15 of 41 shooting, 15 of 42, something like that. He had most of his points. I think he had 15 of 17 from the free throw line, Trenton Sherrill. He had 29 points and 15 of them from the free throw line. So he was able to get to the line and getting fouled late. And it was kind of like a cat and mouse game there in the fourth quarter. A lot of sitting there dribbling. Shelby trying to get East Gaston out of their 1-3-1 trap, which messed them up a pretty good bit. They got a lot of turnovers. I think Shelby had 23 turnovers. East Gaston had 17 turnovers. But as I said, it ended up going to overtime, and East Gaston won 14-8 in overtime in a 6-point victory. So a strange game. You know, when you get a fourth quarter and each team has a field goal, Shelby had 1 3-pointer, and East Gaston had 1 2-pointer. That was the only field goals in the fourth quarter. Now you tell me the fourth quarter was 8-5. East Gaston won the fourth quarter 8-5. I've just never seen it's just a weird game. But congratulations to East Gaston as they were able to get it done in overtime. And it was a strange ending to it. It was about a 6-point game with maybe 30 seconds to go. And Shelby let him dribble the ball out.
The previous 2 games, well, you said how much time was left when they did that time? I remember you said
between 25 and 30 seconds.
Wow.
Now Sherrill had hit every single one of his free throws. But the strategy's got to be, okay, we're going to trap him and make him give the ball up and then foul somebody else. But it seemed like every time somebody got fouled, it was Sherrill. And he was automatic from like I said, he's 15 to 17 from the free throw line.
Youth basketball, all the way up through college for the most part. Sometimes in the NBA, the free throw line is the most crucial part of the game. Look at the differential.
It is.
And that's the winner of the ball games, who shot and made their free throws. A lot of people don't practice or do it well. The previous two games, Tom, Shelby scored in the 70s to win, 71 and 74. Overtime last night, 51. So I don't.
Yeah, they just didn't. They just didn't. You know, Grady Morgan and Hollifield, they just never got hot. Kevin, you know what I mean? They hit a few threes. I think Hollifield did hit 3 threes, but he never really just got hot. You know, he was never really feeling it that whole game. And that 1-3-1, I will say that trap from East Gaston gave Shelby a hard time. They kept picking up the ball at the wrong spot. You know, it's like, don't pick up the ball 10 feet behind the 3-point line. You know, near the sideline. In a 1-3-1, you just can't do that. And like I said, 23 turnovers. 23.
That's a lot.
That's a ton.
Well, 17 on the other side.
17 on the other side. I mean, it was just like no disrespect meant by this, but it wasn't like clean, polished championship level basketball. You know, it was a lot of turnovers. Of course, a big game. You know what I mean? It's a big game. A lot of pressure on the kids, but like I said. You know, East Gaston outlasted them, and Sherrill from the free throw line was really the difference in the game.
Chip, upset alert, I guess, last night over in Kings Mountain. The 1 seed falls. Huss takes out Crest in Kings Mountain in back-to-back games. 14-12 record.
Yep.
75-61. Did they sign Sleepy Floyd back?
No. It was an interesting game for sure. They similar to what Tom talked about. Huss jumped out to an early lead on Kings Mountain too. I think it was like 16-3 or so in the first quarter. And Kings Mountain did not panic. You know, they can score points in bunches, and they did so. They had tied it up. Even took a brief lead right before the end of the first half. Huss hung in there though, and then they had a 1-point lead going into the half. Hunter Huss did. Third quarter was back and forth. Kings Mountain struggling. You know, they're a high octane, high speed offense, which is going to make you more prone to turnovers and a little bit of sloppy play. Huss played stingy defense and were just in Kings Mountain's face all night long. When it didn't matter if Kings Mountain's bring the ball up the court, trying to get a shot up in half court, or specifically, Robbie Roop and I talked about. When Kings Mountain tried to come down with the rebound, because Kings Mountain was the bigger team. They were the taller team. So most of the time they were touching the ball first when it was coming off the rim. But Huss was right there to get their hand in, and Kings Mountain did not do a very good job of securing the ball. There was a lot of trying to tip to each other or tipping the ball to yourselves, and Hunter Huss was taking advantage of that. So where Kings Mountain was touching the ball off the rim, Hunter Huss a lot of times was deflecting or ending up with the possession. And that kept them in the game. Robbie Roop mentioned it at the beginning of the second half. The longer that Kings Mountain let Huss stay in the game, the more dangerous the Huskies became. And boy, did that become prophetic. Fourth quarter, they had a mild lead going into the fourth, and you could tell they started to slow the game down. And Kings Mountain just never got on one of those streaks where they could score points in bunches, and a lot of that was just not being able to secure the basketball consistently. They weren't able to put a lot of consecutive possessions together. Tremel Dunlap played like a man-child. He was phenomenal, was all over the court, really disrupted Kings Mountain in the key, and made a lot of big rebounds and putbacks for the Huskies. So they pulled away at the end, and they were to yours and Tom's point, they hit their free throws when they needed to, and Kings Mountain. There was a lot of, Robbie talked about it, Kings Mountain missed a lot of the first half of 2 free throws throughout the game.
Terry, how many times or often in your career or life here watching high school sports have you seen a 4 seed win a conference tournament in basketball?
Well, that's what I was looking at, because Hunter Huss overall now 14-12.
Yeah, they were the 4 seed.
That's what I've seen on the record.
You know,
they beat the 2 and 1 seed.
But Chip, in this game, they was you talk about turnovers, where Tom was talking about turnovers over there. But in your game, there was probably not as many turnovers. A lot of good shots were hit, because I see them lighting up the scoreboard for each quarter.
Yeah, and I mean it was a flip we talked about before the start of the game. obviously Kings Mountain's offense again. It's high octane. They were averaging at this point over 75 points a game going into last night. It was Hunter Huss who we thought was going to have a good defensive game. I think they were only averaging just shy of 64 points a game, and it flipped. I mean, Huss had I think finished the game with 75, and Kings Mountain only had 61. Kings Mountain they got a little hot in the middle of they got a little hot at the beginning of the second quarter, and then they hit 2 straight threes to open up the second half, and you were thinking, oh, here we go, but they just never, baskets went in, but when you're averaging 75 and you're almost 15 points off of that, it was not a typical Mountaineer offensive night.
Well, I was looking at it. I mean, you went to the fourth quarter and only 2 points difference. And I mean, they were in the game.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You had an opportunity.
Yes.
But when we look at y'all's box score of minimum of 14 points, where Tom in their game, some of them only had 7 or 8 points, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Especially turnover wise. So, I mean, a lot of good shots probably were hit in that game. And probably kind of exciting is, when you're putting the ball in the hole.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun. Robbie and I told Robbie the same thing I told Paul Foster last week at the Crest Kings Mountain game. I said, "Buckle up, partner. Here we go." And that was it was definitely an up and down athletic game. Bradley Floyd with Kings Mountain is a treat to watch, and I don't think anybody's going to look forward to playing Kings Mountain in the playoffs. Floyd is such a matchup problem for a defense. He is tall, but he's so quick for his size. He's got good width. He's just an incredible athlete. Again, he was the guy trying to put Kings Mountain on his back last night in the fourth as Hunter Huss started to put together a couple of consecutive possessions. They put there was one sequence where they got on the foul line. Huss got on the foul line, missed the first free throw, but hit the first free throw, missed the second one, got the offensive rebound, and it was an over the back call on Kings Mountain. Or another foul call on Kings Mountain puts Huss back on the line. They hit those 2 free throws. It basically turns into a 3-point play on that side of the court after those 2 sequences. And it was when Huss really started to try to pull away a little bit. So impressive game for both teams. Huss they were just a better team last night.
All right, Chip, appreciate it. You and Tom and work you guys did last night covering high school basketball. Before the break, Terry, I finally got our Play of the Year up on the YouTube, and I had to show you some Raptors basketball here. We won Wednesday, and it puts us in the championship Monday night, and we'll be playing Monday night at 6:30, Shelby City Park. Us against the Warriors. They won last night in their playoff game, but this isn't the play. It'll be in a second, but just having fun with the guys. You guys are talking about, the free throws and stuff, and our team we either really shoot well or really don't shoot well. But here's the play of the game right here with the girls. I'm so proud of them. Belle gets the rebound, finds the open teammate, and she finds an open teammate, and she gets the assist. So boom, boom, boom. And there's
good movement.
There's the play of the game. It was more like hot potato where panic the ball ended up in our hands. But now watch me when she does it here in a second. We'll go back to coming back down the court. When they pass it around and they score, I lost my mind. I was pretty excited about this one. But we were up 34-13 at this point. Now this team beat us in the first game. And we won this game big, and then we played them Monday in the playoff game, and here it is. Watch me, Zach. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Get in there. And then Cora was so happy that a little girl on our team. But congratulations. But that team only held us to 13-point best defensive team. That once we beat them this bad, they figured us out. And at halftime, it was 2-0, and neither team had field goal, Terry. And we had put 34-6 on them in the past. I mean, it was one of the best defensive games both teams. Our team locked. I was so proud. I was like, y'all shut them out. I can't say nothing. Y'all need to make a shot sometime today. But other than that, we were now 11-1, moved to the championship game, and we'll be facing the Warriors and then All-Stars next weekend.
Is this a team you have beat this year?
We've beat everybody 4 times.
Oh, okay.
We're 11-1.
How many teams are in it?
4.
Okay,
We're 12.
Okay, and this is one of the teams you lost to right here.
That's the only team we lost to.
Okay.
We lost the start of the season by 1 point to them. It was the game we missed 48 shots.
Okay, but now see, when I look at this, how have you done against the team that you're coming up against?
3 or 4-0 against them. 4-0 because we beat them. No, Monday, 3-0 against them. And they were up on us. That's what I want to talk about. They were up on us in the last. So we played them last game of the season. Didn't mean anything. Kind of playing time. I didn't play starters the whole time. So they were up on us at halftime, and I put my starters in. I gave them the old Newt Rockney speech. Go get them, boys, and win this game for them. I'm tired of y'all sitting out here getting beat right now. And they put it together and came back and did well, and we come back and won that game. So that's really we've been down like 2 to 4 points. That one was down 6, and they come back, and that's one thing. And us, we want to talk about these youth kids. The teams that keep it together when you're down, being down 2 and 4. Like there's a couple times we got down 2 and 4, and they act like we're down 15. I'm like, guys, one shot, it's tied. Chill out, relax. And we've had to have that conversation a few times. And I think they've finally got to it. But you guys were talking about in both your games, teams coming back, and they're in the overtime in the fourth quarter and stuff. And the teams that keep it together, make their free throws. Tend to do well, and you can see it's the emotional thing. They want to win so bad, and you can see the emotion on the kids, other teams, and ours as well. But it's been, I'm gonna say this, like we beat them 36-13. They beat us, then we killed them twice, and then the very last game of the season is 13-10. So whatever adjustments they made, that they've improved as far as defensive wise to get it. Hey, we made the adjustments, and they come back and readjusted to whatever I had done, but good job for the kids. Congratulate them on a good season before we get.
I want to mention something also when you're speaking of youth sports. I had a kindergarten, first grade class, and everybody knows how that is. But I had a score last night. You speak of 36-13, y'all's final. Our score last night was 46-42 in kindergarten, first grade. One kid for the
lower goals.
Well, it is. It's a lower. It's an 8-foot goal instead of the 10. But when they were playing, we had one kid off of the winning team who scored 30, and another kid off the losing team who scored 28.
Wow.
And you're talking about putting it in. I was very impressed, and I'm like, these are 2 future stars if they stay in the West Lincoln area.
I don't have my one in the game right now that you're watching. He's over sitting on the bench, little Nehemiah Hopper. He's going to be a little good player for you Shelby folks. Terry, they pull threes like like it ain't nothing. But I do what you said. You guys talk about the goals. I would really, 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 really wish the local youth would really work and concentrate on using the lower goals.
Yeah, we do it all.
For form, I'm talking about 11. I'm talking about up to 11, 12-year-olds and stuff too. Like, the little ones, as low as it can go. It would be the kids want to play and they want to score. One, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then for their form to sit there and be able to do this rather than, reach back
trying to heave it.
And just heave. That's all my daughter does. Is just try to heave it up.
Yeah.
And
kids.
there's advocates for lower goals and there's advocates for the bigger goals. And for you folks that are real quick, Terry, they're on the bigger goals and the bigger ballpark. We want to do like what the big kids did. There's a time and place for that when they get older. Let them get their form right. The baseball guys use smaller bases and smaller fields, do they not?
Hey, Kevin, there was an interview done this week by a person you say you don't know, Caitlin Clark. They talked to her and asked about the biggest influence on her, stroke and her accuracy and all that. And she gave credit to your point, gave credit to her father, saying he would not let me shoot 3-pointers as a kid. I wanted to jack up 3-pointers just like my big brothers, and he wouldn't let me because he was so focused on my form. He says, I didn't thank him then. I got to thank him now because I wouldn't be the shooter I am if he had just let me go chuck up threes as a kid.
Well, everybody has goals at lower now, okay? At their house, the kids that play basketball and stuff, they play on dunk goals and they shoot that way. And then you get out there and be like, hey, kid, sling this up on this 10-foot goal and this big ball. I feel bad for some of the little ones, but, and the big ones, and some of them can do it. But I would rather back it up to let the lower ones shoot on the bigger goals. But all right, anyway.
One more thing before we go.
That kid's really good. He's going to be a point guard in All-Stars, I think.
West Caldwell defeated Newton Conover last night 72-64 to win the 2A boys championship up there.
Who did?
West Caldwell.
West Caldwell won it?
Yeah, 72-64 last night. So they won that one.
I did have pictures of the guys real quick. I'll show you. Here's the team I've got on the WhatsApp shopper. They got the Brooks brothers here in the 2 corners. One of the leading scorers up here top, Nehemiah Hopper there for Austin. My center over there. Those are my 2 centers, Austin and Caden. This is my scorer, left-handed shooter here, Max. And then the 2 girls are my defensive wizards. Terry, they just attack the ball and basically, they get on the best player's nerves as their job. Like, I say, whoever the best dribbler is, they're supposed to chase them and disrupt cause havoc. This other kid right here, Ty 2, right behind Bell, he can fly. He's basically like, he plays on the football team. He's a little running back. He ain't running over everybody. I'm just going to tell you that. He can fly. And then Jalen here, the Brooks brothers, are my Scottie Pippins. Every time we do the stats, it's 5 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, a couple blocks, a couple steals. Every time with those brothers, like they add up to a triple-double at some point, but they're my hustlers. So I wanted to give them shout-outs for We Play Our Championship Monday. And so we come back. We've got NASCAR, NFL, NBA, and more. Who would us hit? Baseball, golf, and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
If you are new to Medicare or would like to learn more about your Medicare options, here's some good news. Contact Ty Penhall at 704-489-6970. You have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970. Going fishing? Need a boat? Head to Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop and check out a 2018 Tracker GV16 Laker boat with a 40-horsepower, 4-stroke Mercury engine with less than 100 hours on it. And also a 2019 boat trailer, all for just $12,995. And pull it down the road with a 2003 Ford F-150 XLT Super Cab for only $99.95. Oak Grove Auto Sales Service and Body Shop, 522 Oak Grove Road in Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Spring is sprung at Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. And there's nothing but fun and adventure lying ahead with a new RV from Campers Inn. See our beautiful land with your dream RV from Campers Inn. Now's the perfect time to turn your RV dreams into reality. But these great deals won't last long. Discover the freedom of the open road today with the new RV from Campers Inn RV. Kings Mountain, Highway 161 South at I-85 at 615 Broadview Drive. Online at campersinn.com/Kings-Mountain. See Campers Inn today. For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday. It's Truck Month at Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby. Classic Ford Lincoln has doubled their inventory of Ford F-150 trucks. Right now, get up to $5,000 cash plus 1.99% APR financing on select new 2023 Ford F-150 trucks. Hey, that's not all. Get 0% APR financing on the new 2023 Ford Escapes and get up to $5,000 cash plus 0.9% APR financing on select new Lincolns and a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, too, at Classic Ford Lincoln. 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at classicfordshelby.com. Have you heard of a fence chicken?
No, but I have heard of chicken in a fence.
Well, these are fence chickens. They sit on top of the fence, and they have them now at Parker Family Feed in Bellwood. Be sure to come check them out. Also now, they have all kinds of bedding like straw, pine, and cedar shavings, plus fescue and orchard hay. And Parker's has the CPC 1,600-pound tote bags of feed for livestock and cattle, along with pet feed, too. That's Parker's Family Feed, 121 Carpenter's Grove Church Road, off Highway 18 North in Bellwood. Like them on Facebook, too.
Parker Family Feed now carries case knives.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Everybody's talking about some more sports and whatnot.
Okay. I can't hear him. There it goes. Hey, come on now.
What's up, JP?
Hey.
Hey.
JP. I'm glad you're here, JP.
Hey.
You, Chip, Tom, Zach, Kevin, myself.
Glad we're all here. I'm glad we're all here, too.
All accounted for.
Kevin and JP was first in the parking lot. They was musing me and Terry, and I pulled up, and I'm like, Terry ain't here, and Tom ain't here. Am I missing something?
Me and JP's about to talk tennis all morning.
I got a few more things
well,
to
we
mention.
Quit it.
A few more things to mention on high school sports. East Burke was held to only 43 points last night, but they still won to run their record to 26-0 as they defeated Bandy's 43-26.
And girls.
in the championship.
Girls.
Yep, yes. And another thing I want to mention, and we was talking about this before we come on, we're talking about point spreads and what it should be in basketball. Tom, now I agree with having a point spread, and you want a shot clock, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think the point spread ought to be 30, not 40. I think when it gets to 30, the clock
You're talking about
should,
for the running clock.
Yeah, for it to.
What sport?
In
Well,
basketball.
Well, why don't you, you could adjust it. Like if it's 40 in the third quarter or 30 in the fourth quarter. I think it should be adjusted like that. You know,
The
I mean,
reason
that's what they do. That's what they do for football, isn't it?
No.
Oh, they're
Once it gets to 42 in the second half.
okay.
It's just like basketball. It's got to be 40 points in the second half.
But I thought it was staggered. I thought even if it got less than that in the
it
fourth.
is not.
Okay.
It is not.
Well,
It's
I stand
not.
corrected.
Nobody does a staggered, and I just think they should because to me it just makes sense if you're down 40 in the third or you're down 30 in the fourth. Let's go ahead and get the subs in. Let's get this thing over with.
I think they should consider it for football.
Right, because what it forces you to do, it's going to force you to put your subs in there. You know, because the clock's going to run out. So you can't leave your starters in there if you want to get the subs in. And you don't want to hear their daddies after the game, so you're going to put them in the game in the fourth quarter.
How do you justify a lot of points being scored?
Well, I mean, have you ever talked to coaches before? I mean, some of them are good, and some of them are like, I want to score 100. I mean, what do you get out? I never understood. Like when I first coached soccer, South Point beat us 20-1, 20 goals in a soccer match.
Yeah, that's
so like.
unreal.
I mean, it's like what, and you know, why do you want to humiliate? Yeah, in our Central beat it's like 18-1. So I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's a long time ago.
I don't know what lesson.
Coaches that are
What's the point?
They're like, stop me if you want me to.
I don't
Stop
know
me if you don't
what
want me to.
lesson.
And that's how they
There's
are
the
strategy.
little Giants guy.
And the
Al
people
Bundy on
that
Little
hire
Giants.
those coaches are the ones that are the problem.
See, yeah, what you
don't
need,
hire a coach that would do that.
What you need to do, like once it gets back in the day before, now it gets if it's 9-goal differential, the soccer game's over. But back then, what you should have done is once it got to about 10 or 11-0, is you say, hey, go over there and tell that coach we're going to cut this thing 15 minutes because you can do that by mutual agreement.
Yeah.
You know, but I just don't understand. I mean, if this guy's trying to
also back in
break
the
a
day,
goal
Tom
or-
used to start roughing up each other once they started doing that.
Yeah,
too. So I'm just saying that's how they used to handle it. Somebody got roughed
Well, forget the humiliation of the losing team. I don't know what.
Getting a ball in the hip.
I don't know what lesson you're trying to teach your players on the winning team, but sportsmanship is not it.
Well,
I mean, it's just
have you ever thought about if you get up by 50 games over?
Basketball,
I have.
Yeah.
I tell football and basketball. I agree. Like I
The
just
reason
like a
I'm
run rule,
asking, I
if you can
wanna-
do five in what 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. Same thing. I agree. After 3 quarters, go home.
All right, I'm gonna throw you some points out here for a game. Just happened this past week.
Girls basketball especially needs it.
Yeah, this is girls basketball.
Well, I could imagine.
All right. At the end of the first quarter, it's 31-0. At halftime, it's 58-2.
Yeah.
At the end of the third quarter, it's 79-5.
Yeah, okay.
They were pressing the whole time, probably, weren't they?
At the end of the game, the final score, and they only scored 21 in the last quarter. The final score was 100-5.
What was that? What was the schools?
I'm not going to mention schools. You know,
Well,
I might mention. I might
that's
mention to
public
y'all
information.
You know, it is. You can go out there and find it.
What?
But you know, well, I don't need to bring schools up in here.
Well, yeah, apparently we do.
Well, I mean, somebody can pull it up if they wanted to know that. But the final score was 100-5. I mean, somewhere along the line, we've got to find something that these games can be over. The problem that you run into, the team that they beat is 1-18, 0-12 in their conference. And you know how many points they average per game? 10.9 is all this team averages a game.
I'm surprised they still have a team.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard. And they give up 66.1. So they're giving up over 50 points that they get beat by a game. Well, do you have a program with something like that? I know you got to build for the future, and you got to want kids. Their leading scorer on this team only averages 5.7. So if they're scoring 10, this kid is all they really got.
So, Tom, it was Mountain Heritage over North Carolina School of the – which school is that?
North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics.
There you go.
Yeah.
What was the team that got beat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those kids are all going to be your boss one day, so they'll take revenge for getting a score on
They shouldn't be on their schedule.
I mean, it's like, okay, remember when you scored 100
Tom, Mountain Heritage is 24-2. Why are they on their schedule?
Yeah, there you go.
Because they're probably
because
we have this stupid notion of like we've been over this.
No, you don't have to have a game.
The population size of the school should not determine who's in your conference.
Well, that's not conference. That's the school of science. They're just playing. They play.
Okay.
Pick up. This is at the end of the season too. They had
Yeah,
no reason to play
that's
this
what
game.
I'm saying.
Had no reason to play this game unless it was we're going to give you the gate money. Well, what other reason would they play this game? But they all should be ashamed of themselves. The state of North Carolina for allowing that to happen. Mountain Heritage, you should fire your coach. And then the school of science and math, you shouldn't have been playing that team, and neither one of them should be playing that team. It's just ridiculous. Terry, what about a no pressing rule at a certain point?
Yeah, absolutely.
At 30 points, 20 points.
Absolutely.
30 points?
I agree,
Yes.
and I think you got to get
Because
back.
that's the biggest thing is they will press
and steal and score.
Well, that's our
score.
offense coach.
Right.
That's our defense coach. We got to practice it. No, you
and
don't.
I think it'll be mandatory.
Everybody
Once you're
knows how
up
to
by
do a
that
2-1-2 zone.
Yeah, that's exactly, Chip, what I was going to say. Everybody ought to be banned. Not a 2-3. You got to get in a 2-1-2 zone.
No, wait a minute. I would rather than be in man because it's easier to score on man than his zone.
Well, but depending on the player, though, you've got players who aren't used to having that pressure in front.
I'm going to fix it. 30 points, starters out, no pressing, and then whenever you get to 50, game's over.
I agree. I agree
there
with
we
the
go. We fixed
30
that.
and 50.
There we go. All right, NASCAR, got to get to that. Daytona 500 this weekend. Let's see where
it was Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah Monday.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Monday evening. Yeah. William Byron wins after never finishing a previous Daytona 500.
Yeah, not a good history at Daytona 500.
He's never crossed the line in his career, the finish line, and he still didn't.
And he wasn't a major factor in
Terry,
this one.
He still didn't cross the finish line this time, did he?
No.
Not under green.
Yeah, right.
Not under green.
Terry, how as far as that goes, how do you handle the end of the race like that and make fans happy and the finishing under green and the cautions and all that?
Kyle Busch would have had a win last year if they would have done it right.
I mean, I like how NASCAR's doing it right now. You can't just keep.
Thank you, Terry.
Keep. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Terry. Lead off. You're right, Kevin.
You go ahead. You already started.
If it was Tom, he would have jumped on me. So I was going to.
Fair enough.
Go ahead, Chip.
I'll let the peanut gallery get his opinion here first, but it's no, I like the format. I think they're doing the best they can with it right now because if they don't, they can't just keep trying to start or finish it under green.
Why can you not?
I mean, eventually fuel's going to become an issue.
Who cares? Go get your fuel.
I don't know. And when you've got, especially with the restrictor plate races like Daytona, Talladega, they're all getting jumpy those last two laps anyway. You're lucky if you get through those laps without a wreck. I don't know.
Yeah, they're taking. They come in for that last pit stop. You guys remember they get their little splash and they pull out. Get a little extra splash to prepare for. It's going. A lot of times it's going to go in overtime down there. Or but prepare for that.
Here's your deal. When NASCAR comes out and says we're going to race to the line, if the caution comes out, it's 2 more laps.
And just say unlimited overtime. No, like it has to finish under green.
Well, there it was. I mean, remember a few years back they put the halfway point on the back stretch.
Yeah.
If you made it to it, now we've went back to where you got to finish the laps. Okay, was that a finishing the race? No, it wasn't. The caution come out. He didn't win it. So, but we're still going to give it to him because NASCAR says, "Oh, wait a minute, this is how we're going to do this one." So, okay, the next one comes out, and all of a sudden there's a caution flag that comes out. Guess what? We're going to stop it. You're going to run 2 more laps. Yeah. And how can that be fair?
I mean, I understand, Terry. I'm not a huge fan of freezing the field like they're doing, but part of the reason they went to that, I think, is a safety issue because of the chaos when a wreck does ensue a lot of times. I think that I don't think they wanted to. I think they felt like they had to due to it being safety, but. I don't know.
Did I go into this race as a race car driver knowing that could happen?
Well, yeah. They said
Bottom line.
the very beginning that one of the drivers, I can't remember which one it was, he said that I go in there and if it's 50-50, I'm gonna finish this race. Yeah. And you just go for the win in this race. That's what your goal is, to go out there and win the Daytona 500, and you got a high chance of not finishing.
Well, there's a difference in not finishing versus getting seriously hurt.
Well, here was NASCAR's favorite drivers this weekend by state, if you're curious about things like that. North Carolina's favorite driver was Ryan Blaney.
How about that? Ryan Blaney all of a sudden has come from nowhere.
Kyle Busch's favorite driver is in South Carolina. Is that Kansas and North Dakota?
How spread out, how random are these states?
I guess I need to move to South
everywhere.
Carolina.
Bubba Wallace and Chase Elliott's pretty much other favorites, and Kyle Larson are the big main favorites.
Me and Zach's moving.
Martin Truex Jr. is the favorite in Colorado. Mississippi fans are big favorites of William Byron, so they had a good weekend this weekend. But other than that, it's the rest of them's those guys. Denny Hamlin's hidden somewhere in there. Y'all see 11 where he's at?
Yeah, he's down there in New Mexico.
Gotcha.
Bubba Wallace is the most popular driver in Texas.
I know.
How about that?
And Alabama.
And up north.
Yeah, and in Michigan, Wisconsin.
California,
Ty Gibbs,
West
where's
Virginia.
the 54 at on that map? It's got to be one of those small ones. I don't see it out there. He's listed in the legend. Does anybody see a green 54?
Yeah, out in Hawaii.
Oh, it is. I did see Hawaii. Ty Gibbs is the favorite for the Hawaiians. Is that how you say that, Tom?
My wife would love this.
I guess.
My wife would love this map here, Kevin. With the
Look, Zach, I told you Lass is right next to Hawaii. It's in every map I see.
Don't let her watch this replay.
So this was the map of America, Terry, Sunday.
It was ugly.
Tom, the quote was, if you want to know where NASCAR is racing this weekend, check a weather map because it's always like that. Every weekend, schedule a NASCAR race, here comes the rain. They need to read Farmer's Almanac. I don't think they read it anymore, Terry. They used to schedule it with that book, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they did. Now we're over here. Oh, that was a good one, though, whoever did that one.
I thought, I enjoyed the race. I mean, I thought it was fun.
Daniel Suarez won the best fire suit award for his Wendy's apron-looking fire suit. It's supposed to look like an apron, Terry. He's serving. You like it? Would you rock that, Terry?
Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
I was just surprised that they went 3 wide as early as they did.
They did.
I was really surprised at that, but
All right, I got some fun audio for this one. For this one, Zach. Hit the button.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the button, Zach, on this one. All right, this is in the Xfinity race. I don't know if y'all heard this one.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor, and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
There you go.
Who was that?
Andy
Okay.
Jankowski.
That's neat as crap right there.
My man. I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor, and I'm not lifting till I see God or a checkered flag.
Now we need Terry's face with that on a t-shirt.
That's neat as crap.
I knew you'd like that. Is that how you're supposed to race Daytona too?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Everybody had a chance.
Here's Denny Hamlin.
Threw a block there on McDowell there late that I would guess probably went.
Yeah, it was late for sure.
Yeah, so like how do you judge, okay, this worked in the duel, but I know on Sunday it might end differently?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a little different situation because I know McDowell has to protect his car, so you can kind of put those guys in a little different spot because they are in protection mode. But certainly, going back and watching it, I didn't realize the run was as big as it was, and it was certainly a very, very late block from my end. So you watch it, you learn, and you try to figure out how you can do it better.
So Terry, talking about coaches that run up the score, is that not what he just said, that he tries to wreck the guys that can't afford it basically so he can win? That's what I just heard.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. He's a villain, man.
Yeah.
Now he's trying to defend himself because I made a mistake.
He even looks like, he's not even happy being sitting there. You can see his face.
That was him causing the mess in the duels and on Thursday nights. But he just said it out loud. I know he can't. He has to protect his car, so I could cut him off or rough him up or whatever it is. And that's the same attitude that you were just talking about with the we'll just score 100 on them this time type thing. I had a couple more. Terry, here's a picture of Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson, and they have 7 championships combined in this picture. Is what whoever tweeted this for these.
Oh, that's funny.
That
is funny. That is funny.
Poor Danny. See if I got any more before we kind of.
It's amazing how he has become the total villain in NASCAR.
Well, when you act like that, I mean, and for years he's always, just the whine.
Yes,
the
he
whine.
has.
He's worse
That's
on.
like
He's worse on Logano.
when they was out there at the little Coliseum and he won it.
Byron's finished.
And the first thing he said was, "I just beat y'all's favorite guy." Kyle Busch.
Go ahead, Chip. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, did a Bret Hart at the end of his WWE, or it was WWF back then, career, and when he turned heel. I mean, it was just, he's like, I'm going to get a reaction somehow.
All right, hold on, Chip.
I'm not saying go back to full bubble racing where you just get close to someone and it pushes them away. We still were bump drafting back in 2006, my very first season. That's always been part of it. And we will always do that because we've learned that works. But you've got to make these cars faster by themselves because you can't pull out of line in them. If you pull out of line, especially with just 1 or 2 cars, straight to the back you go because of the drag. So that's why we all just stay in a 2x2 line and it looks like a parade lap. You would like to see the skill being shown more than what it's shown now, because while you can see it, it takes 80 laps for someone to battle from the back to the front, and they need the lines to work out perfectly for it to happen. The days of Dale Earnhardt going from 15th or whatever in the 9 laps, forget that.
I disagree with him also, because if Dale was still here, Dale would still say, "I'm going to the outside," and guess what? There's
Somebody
people
would follow
coming
him.
with me.
Somebody would follow me, but they did too. I don't know if y'all heard this, but when they was talking about in the race, these cars do better than the previous cars when you're not in the draft. They were seeing that some cars were not with the pack and they were keeping up lap times.
One thing about the new car here, though, is once you get beside somebody, you
side drafting.
You see a lot of waving.
Yeah, it's a side drafting.
Yeah.
And they were pushing that. You remember they was pushing up that line on those guys, especially when they was running 3 wide.
Yeah, when they got 3 wide, I thought there for a long time. I'm like,
yeah,
Kyle's getting ready to hit the wall.
My wife's watching with me. I'm like, get watch this, honey. It's fixing to be a wreck.
Yeah.
Skill. It's not the kind of skill you're going to use at Atlanta or Charlotte, but it's a different kind of skill. The Earnhardts, obviously, the best in the business at learning how to almost see the wind they used to talk about in the restrictor plate racetracks. And
that was Dale Jr. That was his what he done well at.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the one thing his daddy taught him well with. But it's a different kind of skill to sit there and say. And yes, there's a certain amount of momentum. You can call it luck if you want to, that goes along with racing at those 2 racetracks. But I mean, basically what Hamlin's trying to advocate for is just getting rid of the restrictor plates, and they can't. Then you'll start having deaths. That's the whole reason they instituted the restrictor plates. Is those tracks are way too banked and way too big.
If you're too scared to drive it, stay home.
Dale said that like the year that he died. You remember? You remember that quote Dale made?
They want to go faster.
I can't remember exactly. Well, he was like, "You're a chicken."
That's what it said. If you ain't brave enough, you can sit in the stand.
You're going to have a lot more of them seeing God instead of the checker flag if you do that.
I bet he's going to keep his foot on the gas though.
Yeah, like I just said. All right, real quick. Here's some. This is Amy Earnhardt talking with Dale Jr. about the finish.
I'll tell you, when you were racing, I always absolutely despised a caution win. I don't care what the scenario was.
Yeah.
I felt like it was complete bullshit. Like
I
want a couple more laps.
All my buddies
his wife?
on my phone were texting me, "Boo, bullshit! I don't like this. That ending sucked."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, Dale Earnhardt won his Daytona 500 coming to a yellow and a white flag.
Still bullshit. We need a couple more laps."
Daddy might not have won.
What is that?
Everybody was coming.
What's the solution in your mind? Like, should they have let him race it out a little bit more, or like what do you think?
I don't have
the fix is.
There's nothing to fix.
It's just doesn't sit right with you.
There's nothing to fix. I'm not saying that I don't. I think we got to change this. This can't happen.
Right,
dude. This is part of the product. I don't know.
Still bullshit. We need a couple.
500 coming to a yellow and a white flag.
She talks more
Still
like Dale than Dale Jr.
We need a couple more laps.
Like,
Daddy might not have
I
won.
can see him saying that. You know?
Daddy might not. Daddy might not have won.
Yeah, he would.
Bobby
He was what 20th year before he got his, was something like that. Yeah, 20th year, and then you got Kyle sitting there at 20th year. Mark it's needed one too.
Yep.
I think, or it might have been Keselowski. It's one of those two that's waiting on trying to get a Daytona 500. Kyle should have had his last year. He got messed up in the way they do things there. So.
All right. Well, this week they go to Atlanta, Terry, where they will tear up some more cars.
It's another great
good
race.
track.
I like what they have done to Atlanta.
The big thing,
I'm
the big
excited about
problem
that.
that everyone seems to be having though is the lack of not practicing, and they're doing all this restrictor plate racing, back-to-back races to start the season, and a lot of these there's a lot of guys in these races that don't do full time. So you got those guys that come in for those, and then you've got rookies and everybody in new cars. You got people in new manufacturers. So without the practice, and they're talking about you're going to get the wrecking and us just driving around saving fuel. And they're talking about Daytona, the fuel mileage, and we talked about this in the breaks and stuff. Instead of stopping the races with the cautions, claim your champion your stage champion after 40 laps, but have them keep them running. So the gas is the factor. They all come in at the same time. Completely changes the race, does it not?
I love
fuel
it.
mileage.
No, I love it.
Love what?
The way how it's being run, where it all stops and everybody comes in, because and it all depends on your pit crew. Because if you are a Kyle Busch, you can go from 6th to 2nd or 3rd just in a pit stop on account of he knows his crew is good. You got to work on that.
But I think Kevin's point.
Not off the tire.
But to Kevin's point, I think you can enhance that even more by not having them all stop at the same time with these stage breaks.
Right, what's the point of getting a lead?
Yeah, I see
no
Kevin's point on that.
Any type of a lead other than like two car leads.
Give them the stage points. I agree. I kind of agree with that point, Kevin. Give them the stage points, but don't stop the race. Yeah, don't stop the race.
Why? Keep racing.
Why?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Terry, because that does your natural gas percentage. Because what it does when you bunch them back up, then they refill. You like the fact that they bunch back up, which I get. But the fact that they refill the car, that means they basically skip a green flag stop. The green flag stops is what makes it. And if you decide 2 tires, 4 tires, how much gas, if everybody's filling up the same gas amount of time, getting the same amount of tires amount of time, that's taking away a lot of the crew chief stuff and the planning. And if you do get a lead in a race that's not a restrictor plate race like anywhere else,
I guess everybody has their opinion.
And there's a give and take to it, Terry, because I see the good and the bad to it. You keep the green flag pit strategy in play with Kevin's point, but to your point, there's an advantage of we do bunch them back up.
What would you do with the lucky dog?
Yeah. Well, how do you do that?
I'd take him to the vet.
That's just a question about it. Will we eliminate it?
No,
the lucky dog.
When you get a caution, they get it.
Go ahead and get it. Yeah.
The lucky dog was. The lucky dog was instituted not because of the stage. It was instituted because there were teammates that were letting people get their laps back.
Another opportunity to go from the back on the same lap on account of this happening. I mean, if you're the first guy down, okay, I'm gonna get this back
Only
here
one
in a
car
minute.
gets back.
I know, but it could be your guy. I mean, that's how I look at it.
What if your guy's in first place by half a lap, Terry, and now we all got a bunch up?
I'm sorry. That's how it goes.
Jesus.
I see the argument on both sides.
I do too.
I can see it on both sides.
Yeah,
I don't know why I have to stop while I'm winning the race.
Have to marinate.
I agree with that too. I mean,
it's a race. Why do I have to stop?
Which driver said he thinks they made 3 races out of 1, basically?
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay, well, so basically what y'all telling me is if we're going to do that, then we're going to have a lot more of the Michael Waltrip stuff, where all of a sudden I'm going to spin out on the back so my guy can get back to the front.
If you're good enough to spin out and not wreck your car, I think you ought to. Then good on you. You ought to keep the. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a few years back, that's what he did.
Junior did it. There was a suspicion that Junior did it at a race.
He did what now?
He purposely.
And that's why we want to change the sport.
He purposely spun out.
Spun out one time.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it can happen. If I've got 4 guys out here, one guy's not going to win it, buddy. Will you spin out so we can get back up to the front?
Okay.
Okay, buddy. Here you go.
That's better than stop.
When I got 4 guys compared to one guy, and this guy, there's no way he's going to get up
Terry,
there.
I can't believe you're in favor of some guy walking on the track with a stop sign saying, we got to take a commercial break here.
Media timeout.
That's what they're doing. It's the media timeout. We're having media timeout. So there's a guy out there with a stop sign. You guys stop
You
for a
got to
minute.
sell your product.
Hey Terry, tell me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong here, but even including Talladega and Daytona with the reconstruction of Atlanta, how fast they get on the tri-oval in Atlanta, that's the fastest. They get well over 200 miles an hour going into turn 1.
I love it.
It's essentially the fastest track on the circuit.
Yeah, when they redid Atlanta, they made that track just like Daytona and Talladega.
But it's not as big either.
Just not quite as big.
No, it's not. But I love it, buddy.
So speaking of that, I was at the NASCAR Hall of Fame this week, and
that's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Well, they've got yes and no. They've.
I'm agreeing on that.
I'll say so. One of the displays I like, they had this. They got this laser projector in the ceiling, and there's a thing on the floor, and it projects the tracks layouts on the map. So you're just looking at the size of the tracks. It doesn't show like the pavement and what it looks. It's just a light it's a laser light. So you compare the size of the tracks. We had Martinsville in there and Charlotte, and you're talking about how big Talladega is. Talladega is just it is ridiculous. Like if you've been to Charlotte and think that's a big track, 3 times bigger than that.
Oh yeah,
really?
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And Watkins Glen, Terry, is almost as big as Talladega. It's like a half mile smaller than Talladega, and it matched up very well on Talladega's map, which is cool being able to see the size comparison. But you know what they don't have in there is models of the actual tracks. Would that not be like the first thing a museum should do? Would be like, hey, here's Bristol. Here's what it looks like.
Look at the banking and
you can see it don't have to be like huge, small as this table. You can put 2 on this table, but you can have a whole room of all the tracks.
That'd be neat as crap.
Would it not be?
That'd be neat.
And these match car cars, wherever they are, that's whatever scale that is, make them that size. And I was telling a girl there, my son was doing the simulator warm up, and I was talking to the girl. I was like, that because I just got through looking at that track thing. And I was like, it'd be cool if you could actually see the track so you can see what they look like in real person. But good grief, look how big that is and small. They could put all the small tracks inside Talladega and show that. So we talked for a minute, and she goes, that's a pretty good idea. And then my other idea was, because I've got the little baby with me and everything, and you've took kids in there. Kids love cars. They want to touch the cars. They don't care crap about the trophies. They don't give a crap about the any of that memorabilia stuff. They want to touch cars and play with cars, and they want to touch the actual race cars. Well, every race car in there says "Do not touch" on it, so you can't touch none of the race cars, the real ones. And then there's no play area. I would have a playroom with the NASCAR little scale NASCAR cars, so the kids can just go in there and just and have fun with it.
Because half the kids would take half of it home.
Well, jeez, Terry, they've got you're just awful. That's where you work. You work in the bad person room. What? Bunch of thieving kids.
Mern, what happened to Junior? He's gone.
He's got a car sticking out of his pocket.
They can make them, the big plastic ones we used to ram into each other.
Oh my gosh!
Just
put engines on them things we did, man.
Yes. So, anyway,
we made show cars out of
play area for the little ones to go and actually play with some race cars and stuff. They love it. Or a remote control track in there with some cars and stuff too. So I'm telling her that, and she goes, there's some good ideas. Well, the curator's right here. You want to tell her? I'm like, not really, but she grabs my arm and takes me over. So I had to talk to the curator about all those ideas.
Well,
me and Kevin
so
down.
If you see that
do
stuff
you
in there, I told her to write me a check.
Like a benefit? Yeah.
Me and Kevin down at Grandma's house.
I told that girl, I'm about to get you hired, baby. I mean, get you a raise, baby.
Me and Kevin down at Grandma's house, we had a humongous Harry Gant and a humongous Buddy Baker. Was our 2 cars, man. We would ram them things and.
I've got a 11 red one and a yellow one at my house that I got from somewhere right now, but I don't know which one was.
The red one was Buddy Baker.
I don't know who the yellow one.
It might have been AJ.
They're at the house.
Foyt. We had an AJ Foyt one too.
Might have been Waltrip.
Could have been.
So they're in Atlanta this weekend. We'll have that on KDC broadcasting tomorrow. The Ambetter Health 400 3:00 NASCAR racing. The Xfinity Series today is the Raptor King Tough 250s at 5, and the Craftsman Truck Series The FR8 208 is at 2 o'clock for you interested in that. They haven't done any qualifying yet or anything yet, have they, Terry?
Not yet.
Okay.
You want to know who I say is going to win?
Who do you say is going to win?
Kyle Busch.
Why?
Because
I agree
he's a
with
Kyle
that, Terry.
Busch fan.
Eventually,
I
he's
agree
going
with
to
that,
win,
Terry.
Tom. Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, Joey Logano I picked last week got a DNF. So.
Joey Logano had a car to win last week.
He did.
He had a very fast car.
Busch
Kyle had a good car.
Yeah, Kyle had a good car.
Terry.
Albeit being a backup.
How bad luck does Jimmy Johnson have?
Well, as soon as it happened, I was surprised you didn't text me. So I'm like, he can't be watching this.
I was in
6 laps.
I was in the midst of saying every cuss word in the book about 23 times in a row.
Especially that
It made
early
me think of.
That's what I was mad about. I've sat here through COVID and 5 years to watch him finish a race.
Yeah.
And these dodos on the sixth lap are up here running into
It
each
made
other.
me think. It made me think. I think
He's
it was
just
Charlotte.
cruising around.
I think maybe
Here we
it
go.
was it Charlotte last year. Same
Yes,
thing happened because
when I
that's what I
went
thought.
there.
I thought Kevin
Hey.
like Charlotte.
He's the
Charlotte.
he's the Aaron Rodgers of NASCAR now. Get him 4 plays, he's gone.
It's Charlotte last year. I was like, oh my gosh,
He only
Kevin's going to die.
1/3 of the races. Then when he gets in there, some idiot wrecks on the 10th lap every time, and then right in front
And he's
of him.
cruising in the back, and I mean the guy just rolls up and he goes boom.
You're starting to see how they really feel about him.
Those dummies. Who were the dummies that wrecked, Terry? Do you remember the two? It's like I said, it's the 6th, 7th lap. Like, what are you doing? They ain't even got up to speed yet, hardly. Like, you think it takes like 3 laps, don't it, in Daytona?
When they went 3 wide, I looked at my wife. I was like, oh, that early.
They started spinning. I knew he was in the back. I started yelling, "Don't be Jimmy! Don't be Jimmy! Don't be Jimmy!"
I thought was Kyle.
Well, Kyle was back there too, and they never told who made it through.
They saw a blue car down,
And I'm going, where's Kyle?
And that's the first
I
thing
knew Jimmy
was
got
thinking.
hit.
Yeah.
But I was looking for Kyle,
I
and
was
they
too.
kept showing replays. I'm like, he must have got through.
Well, I knew when he was hit, I thought it was dumb because those toe links break.
Yeah,
Break as soon
yeah,
as you
and that's
touch
what
it.
they were talking about.
And he
Like,
hit right there on the corner. I'm like, good grief.
because they were like, if they hit the front right corner, or front, but they can they can flush up against the wall and it don't hurt them.
But yeah, they hit on it.
But those toes break
he
easy.
Succeeded. He succeeded, Kevin. He got in the race. Remember, he was real within a second of not even making it.
I'm really surprised they even got back out there.
It's a moral victory for him, right, Terry?
That's right.
I don't remember what races he's got left either. I can't remember his schedule, but whatever. It's Kansas twice, whenever that is.
And I don't blame you, Kevin.
until
Every
we
time I
announced.
He and Aaron
you
Rodgers.
see, Tom, he keeps going like yonder way. It won't be long till like in about 2 weeks he's going to be over beside you. You're going to have to move the
Who,
camera.
Tom?
Every time you look at him, he keeps moving.
He's a turn right now.
I'm like, what
his toes broke.
That's right.
That's what it is.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We got basketball, football, baseball, more. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Hi, I'm Skylar Rambo Cheney, driver of the number 17 NASCAR Weekly Series late model stock car. When I need quality services, I shop with Hendricks Honda of Hickory, Bug Busters, Country Town and Tire, Farm Bureau Insurance with Marvin Melton, Doug's Fleet and Auto Glass, and ProMotion Motor Company. Support your local businesses, and I'll see you at the track this year.
Have fun in the sun this spring and summer with a recreational vehicle loan from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate. This loan includes campers, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, and even tractors. Come in and apply now, but hurry, limited time offer. Again, recreational vehicle loans with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolinafcu.org or call 704-435-0186. Rates and terms are based on the evaluation of credit. Fishing is best when you come first to the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. See the new line of lures, including the Berkeley Hussies, Finishers, and Krez lures in 5, 7, and 9. Also, see the new Rapella, Crest City, Freeloader, the Mayor, and Cleanup Crawl lures too. Your next fishing trip starts at the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. And be sure to pick up a new Great Outdoor hat. The Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Attention John Deere shoppers. James River Equipment's Blue Tag specials are going on now.
Yes, Blue Tag specials are going on now at your local James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby. Be ready for spring with big savings. Look for the Blue Tags and take $1,500 off any riding mower. Take $4,000 off any commercial mower and take a big $5,000 off any John Deere utility tractor. Take advantage of these Blue Tag specials at James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby. Build up your immune system with a stop in at the Falston Pharmacy in Falston or Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. And yes, they still have flu shots, but be sure to ask about immune system supplements, including vitamin D3, zinc 30, buffered vitamin C, and quercetin. And for non-contact, use their convenient drive-through window. Find out more today at the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, and at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I don't think they've realized that we're back on the air yet, so, but they will eventually. So we're just gonna keep talking until they get back online.
Sports. Let's see if JP gets this joke. This dude looks like he's about to steal the Declaration of Independence, Terry.
Man, Nicolas
I
Cage.
saw it earlier up on there, and it was so small, I thought it was Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
I can't remember his name. They should have put it on it, but yeah.
It's Nick Cage.
He's planning to steal the Declaration. All right, let's see. I'm going to go through. I got to leave here in a few minutes, so I'm just going to scroll through my tweets, and then y'all can talk about whatever y'all want for all I care.
Okay.
Might be Kevin.
This is for Chip. I know some of you guys here have seen this before. This is the guy talking about the NFL being rigged. Oh, Zach hit.
I mean, you're saying, for example, virtually every team owner gambles on football teams.
Well, I'm saying that no fewer than 26.
That's
NFL team owners have documented ties. Past and present NFL team owners have documented business ties to either the gambling community and or the organized crime syndicate.
Wow.
I'm also saying that no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed.
Now that's pretty rough stuff. You're saying no fewer than 70 NFL games have been fixed. You mean the outcome, the point spread, what?
I'm saying the points were shaved and thereby fixed. Yeah.
How does this happen?
Well, I first got into this about 1983. Vincent Persani, who is the head of the Michigan State Attorney General's Office Organized Crime Division, told me, if you're going to do a book about the NFL, Dan, you're going to have to get into this guy, Don Dawson, because he was fixing games. I went to my friends and my sources at the Internal Revenue Service, the Organized Crime Intelligence Division. They said Don Dawson was fixing games. I went to the FBI, the Organized Crime and Racketeering Section of the Justice Department, at Strike Force Field offices. Everybody told me what Don Dawson was fixing games. At that point, I had enough evidence to print that allegedly Don Dawson was fixing NFL games. He was a major bookmaker in the Midwest. I then went to Dawson, I tracked him down, I jumped through all kinds of hoops to interview him, and when I interviewed him on about the 7th or 8th interview, he admitted to me that he had personally participated in the fixing of no fewer than 32 NFL games.
How does that happen?
He liked to work with the quarterback. He would go to the quarterback would come to him and say, I need some bread. What's the line on the game this week? And the bookmaker would say, you guys are favored by 6 points. And then the reply was, we're not going to cover the spread. And basically that was it.
Now, do you name players?
Oh, sure. I name players. And also in 1979, I go into the specifics of 8 fixed games that were allegedly fixed by 2 referees who were investigated by both the FBI and the IRS. And I list the 8 games on page 308 of the book.
Yeah.
And just a few years ago, I think I highlighted it here, but I don't know if I can get to it when I wanted to. And we've talked about this on the show about the court that they argued in the court, and that they were, just like the WWE, an entertainment business and not an actual sport, so they could actually rig the games. Here you go. I actually did have it locked up. This is from the AI. If you ask it, the classification, NFL is listed as an entertainment company due to its multifaceted nature and the way it's evolved over the years. Unlike college football, which is legally registered as a sport, the NFL is officially registered as entertainment. This classification allows them to legally fix the outcomes of games and remain protected under the law. The NFL's entertainment aspects go far beyond just the game on the field, elaborate halftime shows, celebrity appearances, star-studded performances. So legally, that's what they are. So when you guys get mad and fuss and yell about the referees, maybe something to it on that one.
Is that Pat Sajak on that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tom. That was the other thing. In anything anybody says with that music in the background, I'm going to start believing.
Terry, this is what we kind of talk about over the years about the difference between like Michael and Kobe and LeBron's style of basketball, what it is today. And this is Kobe talking about today's basketball, calls it accidental basketball.
Now play accidental basketball. And it drives me and Phil crazy because it's all penetrating pitch. You may make the shot, you may not. You have no idea who's going to be open or whatever. It's accidental basketball. We play basketball with purpose. If I got the ball, if Derek Fisher's on the wing, I'm at the top. I know by scouting reports that you guys like to deny the top. All right, cool. Deny the top. I'll move up a little bit more, drag you out. Here comes Ori stepping in the hole. Catch it. Here I go back door. There's the drop. Off I go. All right, so it's playing those sequences and understanding what the defense is going to do against it that made them dangerous. That's why Chicago was so dangerous, because they knew how Utah was going to play.
And that's what we try to describe to people or kids nowadays. The drive and just pitch. Whoever's open shoots is the best shot.
Yeah.
It's not to me the best thing to do.
Takes a strategy out.
Yeah, there's no organization.
You probably see more real basketball though in high school though, don't you? Because you got to play. Like Tom, you saw it last night with Cheryl. Like you got that one player that's going to get the ball in the bucket.
They're calling up plays and designing them.
Speaking of that, Tom, you saw him play basketball. Hey, he's a pretty good basketball player.
I mean, he's long and he's athletic.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what gives. I mean, 6'4", what's that? A guard in upper levels, but in high school basketball, if you're 6'4",
fourth center,
it's like Bradley,
and you're long and athletic like he is. That's why he's hard to deal with.
Quarterback.
Bradley Floyd for Kings Mountain, 6'5", and he's bringing the ball up the court last night.
Cheryl, yeah, he's a senior.
What is he got? Any looks or talks? Anybody talk?
You know, not to my knowledge. I think
don't want a 6'4" quarterback that can fly.
He's pretty good. I mean, you know, he's a pretty good athlete. He's a pretty good athlete. So I mean, it is fun to watch, and you do see the strategy in lower, but you know, I think the upper levels are just Instagram lights.
You're right. You're right. This is the last player to hit a home run in their first career at bat for every major league team. Hadn't happened for the Guardians since 2006. Royals 95. Cardinals 2019. But the reason I brought this up, remember we looked at the World Series, or what did we look at last week, and Milwaukee was never on it? They have never had a player hit a home run in their first career at bat in their franchise history.
Wow.
Who's their main play-by-play? Who's been their main play-by-play? Yeah, exactly. That kind of goes hand in hand.
Steinbach is the oldest for any other franchise. The soon to be lost.
Terry Steinbach.
That's one of the only.
Wow.
Jason Hayward, I recognize that name.
A's.
Mike Napoli. He ended up with the Indians for a little while.
I know. I recognize Jason Dominguez obviously because I'm a diehard Yankees fan. That's the Martian.
I thought that was a fun one. Terry, I got exclusive footage of Terry doing a jump ball. Y'all check this out.
That's ugly.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
What the heck?
Why would he do that?
You know what? This is
play.
That's in college. Is that not college basketball?
That's too late. That's too
It's
late,
probably
man.
the British League.
That's San Francisco Bulls.
Yeah. That's
Look
Bill
at
Russell's
that dude.
alma mater.
That dude's like, do I jump? Oh, okay.
The guy with the ball's like, do I go? Yeah.
Well, look at the guy who's going to do the tip. He's like, what was that?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
What just happened?
Yeah.
He's never going to get to do that again.
Is this a bit?
He's fired.
Is this a bit?
Like, yeah, you can't do that.
Here's a walk-off strikeout, TCU. And Texas. No, not Texas. That's the blue team. Let's see what happens in this one. Strikeout. Those first.
Ooh.
That interference first base time.
I would think that's interference.
I would say.
Wouldn't you say that's interference?
He's on the inside.
He is on the right side though.
He's on the inside.
Mm-hmm. He's got a right to come back to the base, but where did he start? Back it up, Kevin. Yeah,
Look
no,
where he's at.
that's
He's out of the
interference.
baseline, is he
that's
not?
Yeah, that's interference.
Yeah.
It's interference.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he-
interference.
yeah, it's interference.
Ain't no doubt.
Did they call it, Kevin?
No, this is the win.
Oh.
TCU with the win.
Wow.
Now wait a minute. I think the home plate might have called it.
I think he was trying to. He's like, get off the field. We got, this ain't the end. That's probably the home team
I don't know,
too.
but that brings up our argument and talk about in the past, and they've changed the rule, right, Tom? 2024 MLB rule change. All of first base is now.
You're allowed to be
in the
further
runner's
away.
lane.
You're allowed to be like you're
On the outside.
Now that I did not know.
There's your runner's lane. It's even on the inside.
That's what I say. You're inside the
That's
foul
the new
line.
rule now.
That's not the high
But that's
school.
college.
Can't be in
but
the
that's,
green. That guy was in the
That's
green
the
though.
new MLB Major League Baseball rule. Now, if you look closely, you'll see the ghost runner standing on first base.
I mean, that's crazy that they're going to let them run. Well, they've always been able to run outside of it to the 45. So, like, if you bunt, you can run out there in front, and then you got to get in the runner's lane. That may okay. Wow, I didn't realize all the first base was now in the runner's lane.
But that's just MLB though. That's not NCAA.
No, it's not high school either.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you lay it down, your catcher has to go a good little piece out.
That's
to
exactly
get
what I
his
was
angle.
thinking. I mean, he's already
to
having to
first.
step out, but now he's really.
He's
so
gotta
that's
go-
going to take time.
Yeah,
He's got to get to the
another
pitcher's
2
mound to get that to
Yes.
first.
Another two steps for him to get in a line to throw to first.
I'm bunting all the time. I'm bunting.
It benefits offense. That's what they want. They want to change rules that benefit offense. That's all that is. Because that definitely
You
benefits
got to have
the
people
offense.
that can bunt it.
Yeah, they probably don't
6
know how to
inches.
bunt.
They
can't even bunt.
Worth nothing. All right, there's that one. Let's see. Highest recorded launch angle in double play history. I don't know I can't remember what this is. We'll check it out.
Mateo got to second. He better hurry back. He didn't see the ball. Mateo's going to be doubled off easily.
Doubled up and a pop up to the catcher.
What the world was he doing?
Professional baseball player.
He thought the ball was going out of play.
That's not good, is it?
Why would you even? I mean, even if you think it's going out
Where's
of play,
he
why are
going?
you doing? Yeah,
Yeah, where's
right.
he
You
going?
can't go anywhere. You
Maybe
can't
he
advance.
forgot
Did he start running before the pitch?
I'm not.
No, that's
100%
fair.
sure.
But,
I forgot the rule.
Here is let's see.
oh, that's funny.
This is let's see, Chip. I gotta mute you for a sec. All right, this is Barkley and Draymond on TNT the other night. Barkley talking to Draymond.
Okay, hey, you know what's funny about that? You know who was asking about you the other day? Who's that? Nobody. Who's that? Nobody. You know who was asking about you the other day? Who's that? Nobody.
Barkley's got some good jokes. I tell you.
He is funny.
Said that to Draymond?
Yeah.
Wow, that was cool.
That's cool that Draymond's laughing. too.
Because Draymond had give him some crap about something that he had said, and he's like,
Tom, here's the greatest basketball player we've ever seen in our lives.
Oh yeah.
"Good gracious." Oh me.
Yeah.
That was LeBron.
That was
Yes.
LeBron in the All-Star
He's-
game.
I'm just
So the NHL had a game at MetLife Stadium outdoors, and I can't even describe what I'm seeing. As entertainment, not during the game because they've got extra grass there, guys. They hired actors to hang out over here in the park. And there's one guy just walking a dog.
He's an actor.
These are actors.
Why?
We have yet to figure it out. This is at the New York Islanders or Rangers. Yeah, I don't know who's playing, but it's at Met State.
So they had a hockey game outside.
Yeah, they said they had the hockey game outside, and they hired these actors to just hang out in the grass,
That's what
pushing
happens when you do your
bicycles and strollers.
it's
These
what
aren't
hap-
real people. This is,
It's what happens when you do your sports to novelties like racing at the Coliseum.
and you wonder why your ticket costs so
you have
much.
To do, you have to do stupid stuff to get people to watch.
All
that
right.
makes no sense.
All right, we've got. All right, Chip, I'm turning it back on for you. We've got some cheating allegations. Cheating allegations. Are y'all ready? This is the world record 400-meter freestyle, age bracket 100 to 104.
This is great.
So
this is stuff I'd be watching when nothing else is on.
That's what Terry's doing.
What Terry's watching 2 o'clock in the morning.
100. This is the world record run we're watching here. Now, controversy. She's only 99.
Oh Lordy.
The class is 100 to 104. Does she get the record, keep the record, or is she disqualified and the record thrown out? I want votes across the room. This is the committee. Tom, keep the record or disqualified?
Disqualified.
Terry.
Disqualified.
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
Chip. I can't hear you, Chip.
Oh, did we turn him off?
Disqualify me. Disqualify him.
And JP, disqualify or give the 99-year-old lady the medal?
What's the question?
Never mind.
I don't understand what you're talking
I'm
about.
just
I
saying,
see old people swimming.
If it's 100 and it's 100, if you're not 100, then it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
That's what you got
well,
to do.
yeah,
That's pretty
if she's
cut
not
and dry.
100, then no,
It's
she
cut
shouldn't
and
get the medal
dry.
at all.
You're either 100 or you're not 100 years old.
Well, then no. If she's 99,
Okay.
no, she shouldn't get the medal.
I
I
agree.
don't care how many. I don't care if her birthday's tomorrow. If she didn't get it during her 100, she don't get the medal.
As bad
what
as
he
they
said.
kept records back
What he
then,
said.
She might have been 100.
Sorry.
I don't care if your birthday's in 2 hours.
You know that was right.
You're so cold-hearted.
You know that's right.
Kevin.
Every one of y'all threw the 99-year-old lady out of the swim.
She could have been 100. They used to write the birthdays in the front of the Bibles.
Well, if you know there's a 90,
How they know it's right day?
Well, she was born in 1925. They had birth certificates by then. Well, you might know what in the rural areas. I guess it
So
still
what
was
happened?
in the Bible.
I don't know.
Sure
I just
was.
wanted you guys to know.
Ain't that interesting? I mean, that could be. There's a discrepancy
Well,
on our
here-
great grandfather at his
here's the
age.
thing. Here's the thing. If you know there's a 99-year-old in the competition beforehand, just say, okay, it's going to be 99 to 104.
Yeah,
Just change it.
Yeah.
Just
You know, I mean, just change it.
No, you
I
can't.
mean, like,
Change it before the competition.
what the
you
diaper?
can't.
But whoever was, but
Do I
whoever
change
had,
Not all them
Changing
people that come
diapers?
knowing it's 100, then all of a
Yeah.
sudden the day of you change it back to 99.
yeah, who
What
the
you say
previous
about old
record holder is
people, Zach?
100 years
Hey,
old. I don't want
careful
somebody
what you
99
say
breaking
about
that
old
record.
people, because it's going to
It's
happen
gonna
to
be
you
me.
if you're lucky.
I've told my
If you're
daughter.
lucky.
What if you trained at 99 all year to race in this at 100, and then they let a 99-year-old in it and beat you? You trained the
Yeah.
whole year to be in it at 100 and didn't race last year because you think 99-year-olds.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
All right,
No.
we're done with that one.
We're done.
All right, we saw LeBron, right? This is the guy they tell me that's better than Akeem Olajuwon and Wilt Chamberlain and David Robinson and let's see, Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Remember, today's
Shaq.
athletes are bigger, faster, stronger, and everything else. Let's check out the MVP in this athletic move here. This is during the game. He didn't even get to the rim. He's 7 foot tall. Did y'all see that?
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Wait a minute.
Jokic
I mean,
tried to
these-
reverse dunk and didn't even get up to the rim.
These other people that you can bring on that too. Because remember, Donick missed his dunk.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we can throw him in there too.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
So can we quit saying that Bird can't play in today's NBA? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, forget it.
Can someone? Oh,
At least
would
Bird
average
could
35.
dunk.
At least
Bird could dunk.
He would
they
average
can't
35.
touch him. He's footwork. He's faster than they thought he was.
If Bird shot 9 threes a game,
I was gonna say that they shoot threes all the time. Now he would be really working on that.
9 threes.
My
a
gosh.
game. LaMelo shoots 9 threes a game. You let Larry Bird shoot
Good
9.
gracious.
Look, this guy's not even touching the rim. Please explain to me. Does anyone have any type of explanation on how Akeem Olajuwon will not just flat out destroy this dude? He put 35 on Robinson, and Robinson might be the most athletic person we've ever seen walk the planet. And we're looking.
Well, the problem I have with all of this, you see the score 2-11. Y'all, next year they're going to try to beat that. That's just what it's come down to.
I won't even watch it.
They said they wanted to be paid, Terry.
That's bullcrap.
I
They
mean,
wanted to be paid.
They don't pay him for that?
No.
Oh.
It's in the collective bargain agreement they have to play.
did you
in.
see the difference in the skills challenge?
Don't go play.
Did you see how thrilled Adam Silver was after the game? He wouldn't even call the team the winner. He's like, congratulations, you are the team that scored the most points.
Yeah,
That's basically.
That's what happened.
I mean, it's a joke. And a lot. Most of the professional sports is quote unquote all-star. I mean, NFL.
And you saw what they've done to the NFL now.
Listen, honestly, paying them would fix it more than anybody anything.
The
Just
problem
winning
is
team,
they
it
don't.
really would.
They're friends with everybody now, right? Everybody's buddies, and all they want to do is it goes back to that Instagram stuff. You know, the
highlights.
Yes, what it goes back to.
Damian Lillard became the only player in All-Star history with the MVP and a Saturday night event tying Michael Jordan. So
Well, on the
congratulations
skills
to Damian.
challenge, they showed the difference in the hole that they was throwing the basketball through back when they started. Now, and it's like
it's gotten way bigger.
Oh, it's humongous.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Like the fundamentals.
Even the holes are-
Everything's bigger, faster, stronger.
Even the holes are
And what happened last week when we was talking about 2 weeks ago about Dale Curry? He won the thing anyway. So there you go on your 3-point shooting contest.
Steph
Yeah,
Curry,
Steph,
not doubt,
yeah.
that's his daddy.
Yeah.
It's all right. Tom,
You can beat
act
85
like
and up
you
race
never-
next year
David,
to swimming, Terry.
Hey, Terry,
What's the next
Dale
time
Curry
Tom
could.
mess up?
Dale Curry probably could have
Me
won that
and-
3-point
me and
contest
Tom
too.
were 100% right on that last week about the ball size and everything. She still.
Oh,
used
Kenny
the
Smith
right
got
size.
destroyed because he said that she should have been shooting from the girls.
He meant
thing.
because that's what she practices, and I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah.
no, same line, same ball size, same hoop size, same everything. Then you know what we
Mhm.
are. All right, guy, Tom, genius or not? This guy brought his hard hat to work just in case his wife caught him on the golf course.
Awesome.
Is that?
He's standing there at the golf tunnel with his vest and hard hat on.
Is your wife that bad?
Some of them are. I got one friend.
Well, you know the rolling
I'm not
joke.
going to throw him under the bus, Terry.
You know
but I got one.
y'all know the rolling joke for the pastors is right. They named their boat Visitation. So anytime they're out fishing, and the wife calls says, "I'm out on visitation."
No, I didn't see. Here are the length of Patrick Mahomes' touchdowns through the last 5 years. 17 in 2019, 13, 8, 4, and 3.9 yards was his average touchdown length this year.
In the air?
Yeah. Okay. Air yards. All right, here we go. Average length of touchdown passes, we just talked about that in the air. How about Patrick Mahomes dead last in the NFL last year?
Just throw it to a guy, let him run.
Dead last is what it, Tyrod Taylor was number 1. I hope I've got that.
His name's Tyrod.
They've got a. I hope I've got it. They've got a comparison of him and Lamar Jackson. Well, they had basically the same year that Lamar got the MVP this year, and Tyrod had the same year.
Just please quit messing up on our names.
Sorry.
So Tom don't have to fix it.
All right.
Yes.
So here you go. This is a funny little story. During his 2012 suspension in the NFL, Sean Payton served as the offensive coordinator for his son Connor's 6th grade team in Argyle, Texas. Payton used a simplified version of the Saints playbook, and the team went unbeaten until they suffered a loss near the end of the regular season to a team that ran the single wing, which his team was unable to stop. Since he believed he would face that team again in the playoffs, he obtained video that the father of one of his players recorded, contacts Bill Parcells to help him break down the opponent's offense. The team indeed faced each other in the finals. Peyton's team lost a considerably closer game this time, but they still lost and were unable to slow down the opposing defense. And the comment was, how big, let's see, that wasn't the comment I was looking for. Someone commented, how big of a ego does the guy have to be that he outcoached Parcells and Sean Payton in the Pee Wee football tour? But this will go to show you, sometimes youth sports talent can beat you coaching. You have whoever's coaching, it don't matter who's coaching. They got Bill Parcells trying to stop your single wing, and you run somebody out there that's bigger
It
than
ain't
everybody.
about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmys and Joes.
Oh, that was a good one. Let's see. We did have a fight. That was a men's game. That was kind of
There's a fight last night.
And in what game?
Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd they fight?
Zion.
Yep.
But Zion wasn't in it. He was on the ground.
You mean pro?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about college. Yeah, this is a college fight. Seemed like
Incarnate Word doesn't look very holy in this fight.
Well, is that Texas A&M? What is Com?
Texas A&M Community College.
Commerce is what it's called.
Commerce, Texas. Yeah, I guess.
Texas A&M Commerce. Larry McReynolds. Did you see this story, Terry?
No.
So he's the crew chief in the Xfinity Series, right?
Mhm.
But he's announcer for the Daytona. But they did the announcing from Charlotte. Some of his announcing part from Charlotte instead of Daytona. They sent him back on a plane to announce from Charlotte instead of staying in Daytona, and he couldn't crew chief his Xfinity team that night because they moved the race to 9:00. Is there any more? I said a lot of stupid in that. Now I know y'all listening probably couldn't follow along, but do you understand what I just said?
He's the crew chief, and he wasn't there because he had to broadcast.
Yes, they sent him back to Charlotte.
That means he's making more money broadcasted by far.
Zach, this guy.
Yeah, I seen this this week. I seen this week. I was just like, wow.
Is that Sammy?
That's Sammy. That's Sammy.
He's white now?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Been there for a while.
Yeah.
He's white now. Yeah. How did that happen?
All right, here's John Daly walking a camel in Morocco this past week ahead of the Champions Tour. Nobody has more fun than John Daly, I don't think, does he?
He'll be dead in about 5 years, but he's had a great life, man. I'll say that.
Tom, they said that 15 years ago, though.
He's
kind of like
when Keith Richards dies, that's when I'll start worrying about other
He's
people.
kind of like Ric Flair.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Tom. He's fermented.
Like, there's no way this man should be alive.
One of my favorite traditions that every year driving down to Augusta, man, I get down there going in. As I'm heading towards the course to go park, go by the Hooters there on Washington Road. Signs up John Daly here all week. It's awesome. He signs autographs.
How many pictures of you in that Hooters are there?
I've never been in that Hooters.
That's what he says now.
That's what I was
Chip, we know you've been in the Hooters.
I've never been in that Hooters.
Chip,
don't forget, Chip, you're on there.
I know. I say it off the air.
This is Florida signee DeAndre Robinson. Signee hasn't played it down for him, using his name, image, and likeness money to buy his mother a house.
Welcome to the house, boy. I knew I should have recorded.
Oh, that's great. I mean, if that's what you can do, congratulations.
That's the way it really should be.
Yes, that's exactly.
Did little Nicky having like 10 homes?
So
that's what I'm saying. Him and all these other $10 million coaches.
This past week, Jalen Rose gave a speech, and he was talking about not having a father. And Des Bryant commented that the hardest thing in his life was watching his mother be arrested for selling drugs and he taken out of his home. He said then he was in college, his second year in college, she got arrested again for selling. And he's talked about this. We had this big, conversation and breakdown. So I'm going pro the second I can, so you don't have to do this no more. So that was his motivation in that. And if he would have got signed as a high school kid, he'd have had a ton of money.
Think about all them kids. Like you talking about just the Fab Five in general. My goodness,
they got money. What do you mean?
No, you don't.
Fab Five.
I'm talking about then.
They got money then.
Oh
See,
yeah, true. That's facts, but not the kind of money that they probably would have got.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Jalen admits that they got paid back then. All right, here is this the most disrespectful call of all time? Chip probably seen this one. This is Duke and Carolina. This is MJ. This is average basketball player number 23 right here. So don't be amazed by anything that he does. But this is
He's average.
This is
one, Kevin.
This will be James Worthy here making the play. Now watch the referee here.
You.
Something led up to that. Something led up to that. Something led up to
That's awesome. The only thing better is he goes over to Krzyzewski and points at him too. That's what.
The only thing better is Worthy nutmegging whoever that guy was. Is that Jay Billis?
He's got teabagged.
Jay Billis. I'm trying to see his name.
Well, pull up his number and look at that. 33.
33. Just got
what year is that?
82.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Number 33 for Duke.
I'm looking it up.
That was pretty good.
Back when Jay Billis had hair.
You said 82?
Yeah. Major League Baseball expansion is inevitable, says Manfred.
Why? It's already watered down now.
Nashville and Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City just cleared out to build a stadium.
Are two of the most are the two biggest eyes on the prize. I think Portland and Charlotte as well.
It'll be a relocation. It won't be a I don't think it'll be because it's so watered down.
Well, this
already.
one said the A's possibly end up there if this stuff doesn't work out. End up in Salt Lake City.
I think the A's have 2 years left on their lease.
UConn hasn't won a road game.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Since they, this is so.
That's
Duke.
the number 1 team in the nation.
This is so coach.
Till they got beat.
So Duke people.
Number 1 team in the nation.
He's not a Duke person, but he's close.
Till they got beat this week. Hadn't won one.
He's related. He's related to one.
Hadn't won a road game.
How can you give him the number 1 team in the nation? I don't care what the record is.
Since 2014, a ranked road.
Road game, yeah.
Since 2014, that's UConn. 19 straight losses. Speaking of that, Carolina hasn't beat Virginia in 8 straight games in Charlottesville. No, be trying to end that today.
Who's that?
Carolina hasn't beat Virginia in
8 straight. They've lost
in Charlottesville.
Wow. Yeah, and think of that. If Carolina loses, Duke, Carolina, and Virginia all be tied.
I can't. They don't have numbers besides it. Jay Billis was on that roster.
At Duke.
All right, the Academy of Arts beat William Jessup University School of Theology, Tom.
That's great.
Then they beat whoever the Firestorm was, and they beat RMC, whoever that is, and they beat Montana State. Montana State beat Cal. Cal beat Southern Cal. Southern Cal beat Seton Hall, who beat UConn. So is the Academy of Arts or William Jessup University have a claim to be number 1? Then?
Automatic bid. There you go. Put them in.
Some people have too much time on their hands. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
That was 9 degrees of separation. So that missed the Kevin Bacon spread. Barry Bonds still has 18 more intentional walks than the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. I'm going to say that again. Barry Bonds still has more intentional walks than the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
See, I could see both those Florida teams moving out because they're very low attended.
I can't put nobody in the seats.
That's crazy. That's all I'd do if I lived in Florida.
They were talking about
or go to a baseball.
They were talking about expansion.
I think if we had a team in this area, it would be supported very well.
Madison Bumgarner, Caldwell County, had more career
Think so.
grand slams than Prince Fielder and more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson.
Madison Bumgarner had inside the park home run.
Caldwell County's pitcher, Madison Bumgarner.
And Bull Rider.
Prince Fielder has the inside the park home run. That's what it's saying.
More grand slams than Prince Fielder. No.
Oh,
And Prince Fielder has one. Yeah, he has more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson. Prince Fielder has one.
Got you. Sorry, kind of read it.
Yeah,
it's all right. Well, the grammar was a little questionable in that
It
sentence.
was. Looked like I wrote it.
This is Bonds getting walked with the bases loaded.
I've seen this dude get intentionally walked in the
Yep.
first inning.
Yes.
In 2001, until his retirement, he was walked 1,068 times. During that time, he swung and missed 686 times. He was intentionally walked, or no, he walked 400 more times than he swung and missed. Crazy. All right, Terry. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Oh, they're trying to get a sub into the game. North Carolina State, and she doesn't have her uniform on. Cox doesn't have her jersey on.
Why doesn't she have her jersey on?
He was crying.
What are y'all doing over there? Y'all need to have your jerseys on before you go on the court.
She never thought she was going to get in the game.
Do y'all see how y'all do the national anthem? How y'all ruin that? Y'all know that? Do you know about that?
What about our national anthem?
Tom, at the end of the national anthem. This was and they do it on the road. They'll go, home of the, and they'll scream Wolfpack over Brave. I've got it somewhere on here. I don't know if I can get it up.
The girls
before I
team?
go. Oh, the fans of the Wolves, NC State.
Oh, the fans.
During the girls. New rule. It is now illegal against NCAA rules to decorate a recruit's hotel room.
Okay.
You can pay them, Terry, but you can't decorate their hotel room.
Okay.
New rule.
All right.
You know what the problem was, Tom? It wasn't the decorating the rooms. It was the schools were having to rent the rooms the night before to decorate them, so it was doubling their cost. So the schools requested that this be a actual rule, so they wouldn't have to spend double the cost.
We don't want
decorating their rooms.
Spend an extra $100.
Things that you
yeah, you know, I'm glad your $27,000 of tuition, room, and board is being well spent.
100% of national champions, this is basketball, since 2004 were in the top 12 during week 6 AP poll. Here are your top 12 teams during that week. Terry, you got a national champion in that group? Tom? Zach? Got any favorites?
Well, Purdue just got beat by Ohio State. So.
And Arizona got beat.
I'm always like the Tar Heels, so.
I can't. We can't.
Gonzaga's not that good.
They're
this
too
year.
far down the list.
It's not like in an order, Terry.
I don't care. They're too far down the list.
Gonzaga's not having a good year.
No, they're not.
If you had
good.
to pick somebody, who you got, Chip? Not Tar Heel. Terry?
Purdue.
I looked at Purdue. I don't trust them though.
2 years
They
ago,
lay an egg. Kansas is probably what I'd go with.
2 years ago, this time of year, we were saying the same thing about Carolina. Now they didn't win the championship, but they were 1/2 away from doing it. So I'm not gonna say that's a bad pick.
All right. Let's see. The SEC. This is I like this one. Fined LSU $100,000.
Yes.
For storming the court Wednesday night. Now, stay with me. Students across the nation, if you want something at your school, you just got a way to do it. You're tired of parking fees, Tom, too high tuition, whatever you're tired of. Folks, go to the next basketball game, threaten the school. If we don't get parking tickets wiped out, we will storm the court, and the NCAA will fine you $100,000.
Pretty savage.
Yeah.
Is that not a good protest?
No.
I'm just saying, people who went to Appalachian State will know what I'm talking about as far as the parking. They deserve that one. Storm the court in Boone this weekend, guys. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. It's bad up there. All right, this one says, and I'm gonna ask Tom to describe this one. What happens here to the folks on the radio?
Boom. In the world?
That's what she said.
Get off your cell phone.
That's it. Pay attention. Pay attention to the game.
There are rumors. There are rumors and comments that this is his ex-girlfriend.
That'd be awesome.
Even the person in the back said, "Holy moly, watch him!" Oh,
I say
you put him in a skills
I
challenge.
say one thing about them not being able to be as good a basketball player as a man. And
Where's
Tom
it?
gets on me, and then he laughs. Yeah, that one makes him
I like that, Zach. Put him in the skills challenge. He's
Look,
gonna put it in the ring.
Every man.
He
has
get
a
into 90s
woman-
hoop.
Every man has a woman he wants to do that to.
Okay.
Every man has a woman he wants to do that to.
oh, Lordy.
Send your comments to P.O. Box.
Yeah, Tom Sanafani.
But I'm
Attention.
telling you, but every
2000.
woman has a man she'd want to do that.
I've got a few that probably want to do that to me.
Okay,
So.
but every man has a woman he would just love to do that.
So I had to bring up this one because one of our listeners and viewers and one of our friends of mine, his name's actually on this list, kinda. These are who has the best names in college basketball. You got Always Right, Supreme Cook, Jizzle James, or Tennessee Rainwater. And I wanted to mention that because I know my friend Casey Rainwater and Taylor out there watch sometimes, and I wonder if they got a cousin named Tennessee. I got to talk to them with that. But everywhere I went, people used to love their names. Like when I went to Bessemer, and they were like, "Hey," and they could never get it right. Rain whale or well water or and everybody would say it different, but they thought that was a cool name. So Tennessee Rainwater's on the list.
I still like the football player that I know, Trip Moore, and he was a punter
Trip Moore.
for Wake Forest.
I like Always Right.
Yeah.
If I could change my name, that would be Always Right.
Did anybody watch? This is back in the day. I went to the Asheville Tourist game when the Macon Braves were still a thing, and the Macon Braves had a player His first name was Wonderful. His middle name was Amazing. Last name was Mons, but Wonderful Mons. They shortened it. Wonder was what they called him.
Aren't they the Macon Bacon now?
Maybe.
Victor Wembanyama got the 15th NBA history 5-5-5 game. 27 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks. At 20 is the youngest to do it. Karolinko did it at 22.
The
fewest minutes, 31. Cammy did it in 34.
He and Jordan are the only two to do back-to-back games, 5 steals and 5 blocks. And, Wembanyama.
Why would we put him in the name of Michael Jordan?
I'm just saying, because statistically, he and Michael Jordan are the only two people to have done
My
that.
God, he's the only guy on that team.
Apparently.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, really.
Blocks are an individual effort, Terry.
Oh, my God. He's the only guy on San Antonio's team.
So, but it's still an individual effort.
Congratulations.
I mean, how can you discount 5 blocks? 5 blocks, that's a monster game. I don't care who you
No,
are.
I'm not against Chip. No, what you're saying, Chip, or nothing like that. I'm just like,
I'm saying
this
the same
guy
thing as
plays
Chip.
for San Antonio. He's the only guy on that team. He's the only guy that can do anything. And they have, what, 10 wins?
How come Chip gets an apology and I don't?
Well, the heck with you, Tom.
I just don't understand it. I mean, me and Chip say the same thing. Chip gets an apology and I don't. Where's my apology?
So if you get a rebound, you're going out of bounds. Just bounce off.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be fun.
We'll play a Nerf game in
Did
here
you
like we
see
used
Terry? Who threw a daggum basketball?
What in the
He
world?
got in the head.
Tom, if you're ever umpiring anywhere near me, there'll be a ball coming out on the field.
Oh, coming out on the field, hit him right in the head. Oh, man.
It might be from the parking lot.
Terry
but there'll
will
be one out there.
Terry will get hit. He'll go unconscious and everything. We'll have to check on him. How do we make sure he's okay? Terry, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Cowboys. All right, well, he's good. He's good.
He's going to wake up thinking it's 96.
Is Troy ready? Where's Emmett?
Sorry, I'm scrolling through some stuff here. Talk about Florida's schedule next year. This is their preseason schedule. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ranked teams, preseason ranked teams on their schedule.
Pretty good. Samford, that's tough.
Wow.
And
But other
UCF's
than
one of the teams that's not unranked. They got a pretty
UCF's
decent
not bad.
football program. there.
Colorado's schedule looked like that, and they won 4 and then lost like the rest of them.
Terry Jalen Brown says the 65 game rule is too much. It's too much for him to show up 3 times out of 4 days of work.
Oh, he suggested 58.
I need that schedule.
Smaller than that.
I need that schedule.
Oh, goodness. Come on.
Can I get that schedule, please?
Here's I gotta put this audio up. We'll soon get back to it. I'll ask Terry that before I get out of here. Here's Barkley and them laughing at Joe Gets here. Zach, you got it on.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good luck in the play-in.
Good luck in the play-in.
That is crazy right now. You are not acting like that.
Yeah,
Chuck, take my
telling
ring.
Draymond about what good luck in the play.
So Draymond said, Chuck, take his ring right here. His response to Chuck was, take his ring. That's like Will Perdue telling somebody, here's my ring.
Right.
Like the level that Barkley is on compared to where Draymond's at, and he thinks he's up here, is just mind blowing to me. Like Barkley's top 20 all time, 25, wherever you want to put him. He'll be considered, he'll be voted, but he shouldn't be in it.
He'll be in
it. That's the thing.
He'd be the first triple
right,
single Hall of Famer ever.
Because they let anybody in. That's what's bad. They let anybody in. And he's got the best PR department of all time somehow.
Averaging the triple single.
Ask Golden State where they are right now since he's come back. Thank you very much.
Trying to think, who didn't win a championship like in there, and like just trying to think of like
How many's
did
Curry
y'all hear
got? How many's Curry
Who
got?
didn't? You talking about basketball?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of somebody that was really good.
How
that
many's
won a
Curry
championship. Who
got?
else did? I mean,
Yes.
How many Thompson got?
Dominique.
That's like Will Perdue telling Karl Malone, "Here's my
Draymond
ring."
Green got the same amount.
Carl didn't get one.
Will's got 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
Will Perdue
Patrick.
said, "Here, Patrick, here's my ring." That's what that was right there. That's exactly what that was right there. Was Will Purdue telling
Here we
Patrick
go
Ewing,
again.
"Here's my ring."
All right, on to the next.
They couldn't have won without me, Tom. I'd do something.
Y'all heard about? Y'all hear?
Here's my question though. Before I go, Jerry Jones was pushing for the Cowboys to open up on Sunday Night Football against the 49ers this year, so we start the season with a bang. My question to you, Terry: if Jerry Jones was posed a choice, you could win a Super Bowl, but you'll never be on TV ever again. Or you could be on TV, you're on Cowboys, but you'll never win another Super Bowl. I 100% believe he would choose the no Super Bowl because he's going to be on TV. Do you think he would trade it if they really come out and said, Jerry, never on TV again, you'll win it this year Super Bowl? Will you take that deal? Do you think he would take it?
Do I answer this as my opinion?
Yeah. Do you think he would take that deal? You can get a Super Bowl, but you can never be on
That's
TV
the
ever
dumbest
again.
thing I've ever heard, kid. I'm not answering that.
Tom.
Oh, he's definitely going to be on TV. I'll go ahead and tell you that. He's definitely going to be on TV.
He's
The
so worried
NFL
about
would make
week one.
so much money
The most of the
if
time,
Dallas was in the Super Bowl.
You're right.
but the most of the time he's on TV, y'all watch my screen here. This is usually what he gets his screen time. He usually like at the end of the game when they lose the game and he turns.
He's about 80. He's about 82 or 3 now.
He is.
I would say he might take the Super Bowl just because of his age.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Zach. The one reason I would go against that is because he's like,
Now, if
I'm
this
not
was
going to be
10
around
years
much longer
ago,
anyway.
No.
No, think about it. You win the Super Bowl, but we can't interview you about it. He's not in it to win it. He's in it to be on TV about winning it. He wants the credit for winning it.
He'll
Think
call
about
it.
it. You can win it, but you're not even on the podium. Nothing. You can't even be in the stadium. But
Actually-
you get home. You sit at home in Jerry World.
He'll call us,
and we'll bring the trophy.
This
to
is
you.
this is a good barometer, Kevin, of a good owner too. Because I'll pose that to anybody: if you win the Super Bowl, can we not interview you? I bet you find the quality of owner right here. Because let's go a little closer to home. You think somebody, if they win the Super Bowl, they're not going to want to be interviewed?
Isn't that not the same thing you had in Chicago when Michael was there?
Exactly.
Yeah, same stuff.
They want the credit.
Certain ones
I'm
do.
the one who made y'all.
Some of the other ones, kind of,
Yeah.
you don't even know who they are as owners.
Yeah, I'm the one who made y'all. I need all the credit.
I've had this charged up the whole time. It
Jerry
never charged.
Krause.
I must have unplugged it down low. I messed something up there.
No phone.
Yeah, it might be good.
Going dark.
I was going to leave a little bit earlier, but I never made it there, did I? All right.
No.
I started having a little fun, Terry.
Yeah.
Well, I'll miss 5 minutes of other kids dancing. I'm not missing too much yet. I'm just going to be there a little earlier. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We'll let the guys wrap up the show, and I'm going to get out of here, and we'll see you guys. We'll finish up with what we got here in a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Today's Pro in Shelby can help keep you warm this winter, from gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. And if you're building a new home, see Today's Pro in Shelby about a zero clearance builder's box. You just insert the gas logs of your choice. These are non-vented log sets with optional accessories. Name brands like Menneson, Empire, Buck Stove, and more. And they do service calls too. See Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393 or visit the website at thetodayspro.com. Grizzly the Greeter says, now's the time to get your new barn dominium at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. Because right now, you can take 15% off all barn dominiums. Come see the new designs and get ready for spring. Take 15% off all greenhouses. Plus, you'll find carports, storage buildings, and boat covers too. At Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com.
Hi, I'm Skylar Rambo Cheney, driver of the number 17 NASCAR Weekly Series late model stock car. When I need quality services, I shop with Hendricks Honda of Hickory, Bug Busters, Country Town and Tire, Farm Bureau Insurance with Marvin Melton, Doug's Fleet and Auto Glass, and ProMotion Motor Company. Support your local businesses, and I'll see you at the track this year.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Your auto insurance agencies are Mooney Insurance Agency in Maiden and East Lincoln Insurance Agency in Denver. It's a showroom remodeling sale at Flooring America in Kings Mountain. They're remodeling their showroom and they have slashed the prices on in-stock flooring. Right now, get closeout prices on in-stock merchandise. They'd rather sell it than have to move it. All kinds of flooring, vinyl, wood, carpet, laminates, and more. Save now during the showroom remodeling sale. Going on now at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're finishing up the show when they realize they're back on the air.
We realized it, JP. We just listened.
I know.
Checking out some bowl highlights.
Okay, he slammed. No, he laid it in.
Laid that
There's another one that he missed last
Bole,
night
bole.
on the same side.
Yeah.
That
Let's
he
see.
could've
Gets the
slammed,
hoop in
and
the
I'm like,
arm.
what are you doing?
Bowl. He had 25 last night. He got.
Must have hurt his hand slamming.
Well, it's only, there ain't no meat on them bones.
That's all I'm saying.
Here's the. Is this the big? This might be the one Terry's talking about.
Is Terry boycotting the rest of the episode?
No, I'm trying to get a. Yeah. Chip just wondering if he was boycotting the rest of the episode since you're sitting there with your arms crossed and talking to the corner.
I didn't know it was on there.
No headset on.
Well, my personality's always good, Tom.
He was crazy.
He was doing a JP impersonation.
Oh.
Why is that not? I can't hit the. Look, Zach, I'm trying to hit the full screen in the corner. It won't let me hit it. What is that?
I don't know.
That's stupid. That's mean. I'll just make it bigger.
Is this the one where he goes coast to coast?
It says pump fakes and the source for a big dunk. So I don't know. Terry was trying to talk about
Let me turn the computer on.
Well, no, don't worry about the audio. It'll
He
probably
had
get
one
blocked.
from the side. He should have slammed it. He did. He likes just to lay it in.
I mean, what would Charlotte have to give up to get him? You know what I'm saying? Like,
why wouldn't you?
I know they had a chance to get him forward. It's he's got some injury problems. Really? Like,
Where's
who
he
else
playing?
do we
Where's
have
he
on the
playing
team?
out of Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can you
That's
not put
what
him
I'm
on the
saying.
team?
That's Kevin Durant's backup.
If you go with their whole
Trade Miles
lineup,
Bridges for
I mean,
him.
think of it.
Our most talented player is often injured. What do you want? I mean, good
Give
gracious.
him Miles Bridges and take him.
I just can't believe we're a Hornets affiliate and nobody in here mentioned that the Hornets had a 4-game.
But to get to it, here in a second.
He got beat last night, though.
But real quick, what Terry's saying, the starting lineup.
But I agree
it could
with
be
you,
Eric Gordon, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Bo, and Kevin Durant. And I don't know how you would.
And there's Grayson
guard
Allen
that.
coming off. He'll
With
knock
the length.
down shots. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I mean, he's a decent player.
They got to play some defense, Terry. They're just trying to outscore you. All right, like Tom said, Hornets 4-game win streak. PJ Washington's on a 7-game win streak.
And they're
he said he's never been on a win streak as well. And the Hornets are streaking. We talked this last week. Terry was ready to trade LaMelo. I think I am too. But
yeah, here.
But anyway,
is LaMelo even playing right now?
No,
He's still
Yeah,
hurt.
I mean-
but they lost last night to Golden State. They only
4-1 last
84 points last night.
Miles and Steve Kerr got into it a little bit, didn't they? They got a little shouting match.
Draymond Green stopped him.
And Miles is such a good character guy, man.
Here's the box score. Brandon Miller with 11. Cody Martin with 7. If you see Cody Martin starting lineup, you're going to lose.
Keep on sliding.
Well,
Steve
Steve Kerr just signed the biggest contract for a high head coach yesterday in history, $17.5 million a year for the head coach.
Go down
2-year
to
extension,
Yeah, $35 million
Golden
total.
State.
All right. What do you want to see in Golden State? Draymond's 5 points.
So what's wrong with that?
3 assists. He got
wrong with
13
that?
rebounds.
He did have a steal.
There you go.
Yeah, a couple blocks. That's not bad.
13
He
rebounds.
did have some rebounds.
Yeah, give
The
him
first
props for his
time
rebounds.
In a long time, he's had over 10 rebounds in a game. It's been a while. He don't usually do that. Anything with the double is a good game.
Who is the
for him.
guard?
I mean, think of Curry. What'd he do?
Nothing.
I know he had 15.
He led the team in scoring.
Oh, wow.
We should have won that game.
He led the team in scoring and won.
Look at the point total.
We
You
should've won
telling
that
me
game.
Charlotte could not have beat them? Look at this point total.
Apparently not.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Charlotte had 31 points in the first half.
29, Tom.
29, excuse me. 29.
Didn't even get to 30.
Yeah, scored 32 in the fourth quarter.
29.
They had less points in the first half than they did in the fourth quarter. There you go.
Kings Mountain had as many points for them in the first half.
We didn't. It looked like it was a sloppy game. I didn't watch it, but it looked like a sloppy game on the.
Well,
box
Celtics in first. Cavs.
Ooh, Celtics are
by 7.5. Cavs up in second.
Yeah,
Wow.
They lost 2 in a row there. They lost
I didn't know
again.
Boston was that far up.
Mitchell has not played.
But Milwaukee, by hiring Doc Rivers, they just sealed their season.
Good or bad?
Bad.
He definitely means bad, I
They
believe.
said, though, it would take him 25 games to get his implement of how he wanted them to play. Now, that's when you hire a new coach. Even
Let's just
all
do that in the
basic
middle of the
people-
season.
Yeah, everybody says it's going to take them 25 games.
Let's just do that in the middle of the season.
It's gonna take
and
25
make a play-in
games.
game and then get beat
for them
first
to
round
get
of the playoffs.
there how they want it to run in place.
It's going to take 25 games for Doc to get that implemented. It's going to take an additional 5 for Giannis to say he doesn't like that way, but it's implemented.
And they'll be on the 7th coach.
What's to implement? Run a pick and roll, boys. What are
Yeah,
y'all
it's
waiting on?
simple.
You got
It's not
Damian.
hard.
You got 2 Hall of Famers.
Hey, Kevin,
That's
it's-
like the easiest thing to ever do. Utah did it for 25 years.
Yeah.
You got the all-time assist leader and the all-time or second or third now all-time scorer.
Hey, Kevin, it's difficult implementing accidental basketball, man.
I
Okay?
guess. Jeez.
The only people I remember to do that correctly was Utah.
That is not. It's so easy. The other guy stand in the corner and wait for the 3. What, like run a pick and roll? I don't get it. Tom, y'all gonna knock these Celtics off?
Depends on if
this
we
would be
can
a great Eastern
man.
Conference Finals between y'all two.
That wouldn't be no
I don't
fun.
know if they can stay healthy enough.
Cleveland can't make it.
Mitchell's already missed 11 games this year.
This is the epitome of a top-heavy conference.
What's his biggest issue on injuries?
I don't know. I was trying to read up on it last night. It just said an undisclosed illness. So I mean, I'm not really sure whether he had a cold or something. I don't know. He's just not playing. But
He's allergic to Cleveland.
Yeah. No, I mean they always talk about how he's not going to be there next year and he's going to get traded and blah blah blah. And that's like
He's treating this entire season like an all-star game.
it's just clickbait. It's
Are
just
we
clickbait
talking
the whole
about
time. When he
Cleveland?
does play now, he scores a bunch. When he
Yeah, we're talking
plays.
about the number 2 team in the East right now, Terry.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Well, they won. They got hot and they went like 18-3.
And Milwaukee was like awful.
And they got hot. I think they're going to finish up 3rd or 4th is where they'll probably finish up. But they got a chance. I mean, it's not always the first seed that wins that tournament or whatever you want to call it when you get in the playoffs. So I think if they're healthy, they go in. I think they got a chance. I think they had, they went last year and got beat by the Knicks. So that's, there's your experience. Okay, we've been there, putting it together. I think they could make a run at them, but we'll see. Boston, I would concede, Terry, they're the favorite. I would say Boston.
They got the best
Boston
all-around
would be
team by far.
Boston would be favored against any other team in the East.
Spike Lee said the Celtics ain't got nothing for them, Terry.
Right.
Almighty, Spike Lee. He's been doing that since the 90s.
They have improved after their trade, though. I'll give them that.
I can't hear you, Spike. Reggie Miller's talking too loud, buddy.
Out west, Minnesota is still in first, but they're tied with the Thunder right now. 1.5 back is the Clippers and the Nuggets.
Well,
So
the Thunder
4
back
teams
from the
in
dead, aren't they?
1.5.
That's a very young team.
Yeah.
The Thunder is. But, I mean, I'm almost like Perkins and Barkley both said they're young. I mean, it's kind of hard to think of them being in a, championship series.
Well,
with
we
anybody.
talked about this when the trade happened with McCollum down in New Orleans. It's a matchup. Talk about matchup nightmares, Terry. How you match up with McCollum, Zion, and Brandon Ingram when they're playing well.
And when they're playing together, like at one time.
Right. Like that's
Same thing.
they're
Phoenix
they're
got
in
a
the
problem
5
with.
seed right now. All 3 of those is a difficult matchup. You got to stuff McCollum, and then Brandon Ingram's one of the best wing scorers in the league, and then you got just a physical matchup of nobody with Zion. So there's something. The West is very intriguing. Sacramento's a good basketball team.
And you got Denver sitting there 4.
Phoenix is 8, LeBron's 9, and Steph Curry is down in 10.
You about got your 10 set right there because there's a big difference from Golden State down to Utah. There's 5 games there.
We could probably just watch the West and not worry about what happens in the East, I think. Don't you think, Terry?
Yeah. I mean, Boston's come. pretty much sure Boston will come out of the East.
No, I meant like it doesn't matter who comes out of the East.
You're saying that? No, Boston.
That's the JV. That's
just
the
move Boston on out to the championship. Don't even let them
Chip,
play.
the East is the NIT tournament this year. We're gonna play the real tournament out west. How about that?
I'm surprised LeBron hadn't jumped to the East.
He's already talking about it. He's already talking about it.
I think if you end the season and you're like 7 or 8 games ahead of the next place team, they shouldn't even have your playoffs. Just move that team on out to the championship.
Well, I would say this. Zach, that is a good conspiracy there. Tom, is LeBron and Bronny going to be back in Cleveland next year?
No.
I'm hearing Toronto.
Y'all going to welcome me back. Toronto is one that they've talked about as well. But
so Bronny's going to be a one and done.
He scored 0 points the other day. People keep saying he can contribute in the NBA. I mean, are we really doing that?
And he has a heart condition.
Can we
none of
think
that matters.
of that, Zach?
None of that matters.
Can we think of this guy going from USC first year straight into the NBA and somebody taking him in the first or second round?
Just because they want to get his dad for 1 year.
They might get him in the second round. I mean, he's not.
He scored 0 points the other day. It's awful.
And his dad really, to be honest, LeBron would take less of money to go play with
absolutely. Because he don't need it.
I mean, he wants to do it.
Actually, he said he wasn't going to.
Did he say
do what?
He wasn't going to take a pay cut.
Well, then, if he's going to say that, then he's not.
He said the other day he wasn't going to. So that narrows.
But now
that
you know, we know how he changes minds too.
Well, that's true too. Talking about Bronny going in the draft, and one of the ones that amazed me was Marvin Williams going second overall after averaging 11 points.
Almost went first
his freshman year, and
he wasn't even a starter for us, was he?
I
think he came off the bench.
Corey Maggette came off the bench for Duke. Might be able to get his probably, but it's just coming off and only averaging 6 points a game. That's kind of Corey Maggette averaged 10.
But I would say that Marvin was heads over heels better than Bronny.
And Maggette, both of them were.
Yeah.
And they averaged 10 and 11. So I just, you know what it's about. It's about getting LeBron.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Eastern, if you got a top pick, if you're a contender and you got one of the other team's top 10 picks, say you're Boston, you got a top 10 pick, Terry. Why would you pick Bronny? You know what? You get what I'm saying? You're already a contender. You don't need that the top 10 picks 50-50 anyway. You
ask
might get
Charlotte.
Adam Morrison.
Yeah, ask Charlotte.
Pick Bronny. LeBron signs with you. Now you got LeBron on your team. They're going to work out something like that.
That's exactly what
somebody in the
do.
draft's going to end up taking him like 10 or 15. A contending team will move up or have
LeBron a free agent after this year.
I think so. I think. Do you know for a fact or Chip on that? Look at that.
Chip's still working on number 33 for Duke.
I think he's got a lot of opt-outs in his contract. Basically, every year he can opt out.
Oh, okay. All right, well. Whatever.
But I mean, it is. But everything y'all said is correct. If you take his name off of the jersey and who he is, nobody. he's lucky if he gets to get a spot back on USC next year. But the conspiracy with getting LeBron makes it too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this weekend we've got NASCAR racing, Tar Heels. I was trying to look up some other things. How can we not find a roster for Duke and their numbers from night? That stuff they like keep up with, don't they?
You would think.
That's a. I just typed it in Wikipedia. And it's not. It says a roster. Don't show their numbers, and then I'm looking at.
Only good historical programs keep
like
that information.
The roster on sportsreference.com doesn't have it. Johnny Dawkins is on the team. Mark Gallery, Dave Henderson.
Y'all need Mike Krzyzewski's number.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got it.
He's right next to Jim Valvano. He's over there.
May you rest in peace.
Let me send it to you.
It's next to Herb Sendek.
Oh gosh.
I think Terry would take her back, wouldn't you, Terry?
Yeah. Dude, you got. I went to Duke's actual website.
Hey, get in touch with CeeLo for me,
It
Terry.
says 1983 roster. You click on it. There's no roster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On their website.
On their actual website.
The only guy on the roster is Coach K.
You saw the same thing I did. The only thing on their roster Tom was Coach K.
But he does.
You can't find a Duke roster.
He's all that matters at this point.
What kind of?
I checked to see if it was Billis, but Billis was 21, so he definitely was not the guy that.
Effect that we used to Duke didn't exist in the 80s.
Yes.
What is this?
Exactly.
Pull up the Tar Heels one just to see if they got numbers.
Oh, I guarantee no.
Just for.
All right, let me see if I mean,
That's
GoHeels.com should.
Well,
give me just a second.
Any Duke fans out there that knows who number 33 was in '82?
Well, we got North Carolina, Virginia today at 3 o'clock. WHS, WCSL, Hornets in Portland tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. NASCAR Cup Series coverage begins at 2 o'clock. Race scheduled. A green flag will drop about 3:15.
Zach. Like that. TarHeelTimes.com. Linwood Robinson was number 4. Jimmy Black was number 21. Buzz Peterson 22. Michael Jordan 23. Yeah,
like, how hard is it? Like, to put a wow,
Matt Doherty 44.
Sports Forever saw that. Yeah. All right, there's Supergirl. She's out there dancing right now.
There you go.
In competition. Hope they win.
They're dancing. Her dad's in the radio station.
I just got well, their dances were supposed to be at 8, 9:30, and 10:30. And she texted that they're way early, so the first 2 were done before 9. I was going to leave at 9:30 to get the 10:30, and she said, "Oh, now we're already done." She texted 9:45, said, "We're done for everything."
Whoa, you missed everything.
So I missed it all. I was supposed to see one dance, and then they got a big dance.
Good job, Dad.
So I've got to go there and take them to lunch here in a minute, and then they've got one dance together still left, so they got 4 total.
You better take some
They
flowers.
moved everything up like an hour on the schedule.
Yeah, you better take some flowers.
Well, I get that too.
The crisis in parenting.
Yeah.
No, there is no crisis. She'll get over it.
All right.
I've got a daughter right now. I got a 6-year-old at home. Yeah, well, one son, 3 girls, but my oldest, my oldest one right now is having a hard time wrapping her head around the fact I'm going to be gone for 10 days at the beginning of April. So she's starting to realize that she's starting to understand the concept of time, and that when Daddy goes to Augusta, Daddy's not gone for just one day.
My wife got off the phone with my daughter the other day, and she's like, "Okay, love you, son." She's like, "See, I knew he was your favorite." And you got off the phone with Gabby the other day. She's like, "Okay, I love you, son." And Gabby's like, "See, I knew he was your favorite." Call me Judah.
Tom, you ain't news or notes or anything before we get out of here? Any comments?
No, basketball playoffs next week, Tuesday and Friday. Check KTC for the broadcast, so we'll see where we end up. We got basketball seeds coming out. Burns should be in. Crest should be in. Shelby's in. Kings Mountain. All our Cherryville, all our local teams will be in the playoffs. West Lincoln girls will be in the playoffs. Tommy Gales and his girls for Burns, they'll be in the playoffs. So check it out. I guess the smoke will come out of Chapel Hill, whatever, and like they'll come out with whatever BS seeds they have.
And Q Tucker knew everything.
Q Tucker knows. The Q knows.
Zach, Bears legend Steve McMichael was just released from the hospital. He's been battling all kinds of things.
Yeah, he had an
Hall of Fame
infection. But he's in pretty bad shape
for pneumonia and MRSA, staph infection.
One of the Cowboys wide receivers passed away. I didn't even know who the guy was, but it's Golden somebody.
Golden Richards. I'm a football fan. I don't even remember that.
One heck of a catch from Roger Staubach against Denver in the Super Bowl.
Well, there
he just
you go.
passed away.
All right, guys. Tune in
Did not
every week.
know that, Zach.
Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. You can check us out on Saturdays. If you missed the show, missed part of it, folks, it's on YouTube. Replay is on YouTube. You can watch that all the time. I'll cut up the highlights stuff during the week.
And if you know a good divorce attorney, you might want to give that to Kevin.
Somebody that works on garages too.
I got garage